how are you?
Oh, wow. Are we starting this podcast off with just a conversation that is...
No, I asked a question that requires an answer. That's
how am I?
Much...
Wiped. And not...
Yeah, but enough about race. I don't know why you had to make it that.
What? I was talking about my butt. Thank you.
Again? Yeah, you got a clean asshole. I don't...
Do you not? I think that might be a you problem,
Well, it's not bleached.
I mean,
the joke that I'm trying to make here is that you said wiped, but it sounded like white.
Oh.
Over and over again.
Okay. Here I was thinking that you had a problem with the color of your asshole, and I was going to tell you that you don't need to have that.
As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure I'm 100% familiar with its color.
Me either, man.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be fun if nobody knew its color.
Speaking of feeling wiped...
This is just a good clean podcast.
I don't know if you, like... does anybody listening, like, are they even surprised?
No.
At this point?
No.
Right away, asshole talk?
Yeah,
and,
right
like,
away.
This is fucking... This is what it is, guys.
This is what you get when we record the podcast in the evening.
Yeah. Especially that in the evening, me having just woken up about, less than an hour ago now, and having been awake since probably 5.
Nice.
Otherwise.
Nice. I'm coming off a full day of angry work, so
yeah.
I'm angry.
I'm coming off of a full day of spending 5 hours watching a movie and then taking a nap. And when I say taking a nap, I think what I mean is passing the fuck out, because that's what happened.
Hey, sometimes your body needs it.
Here we are, though.
It's an immediate nap.
Let's do a fucking podcast.
Podcast.
We recorded recently, because I don't know what your timeline's like when you upload these, so I'll just say recently, a special New Year's holiday podcast.
Ooh. That's up right now as we speak.
And it's right on the Patreon right now. Not that you're going to get that information audibly within any decent timeline for it to matter.
No. But if you do check out the Patreon, you'll probably, you'll be there in time for the next one.
Oh yeah. That Patreon, by the way, is called...
Oh, sorry. I thought this was my chance to take the lid off my...
No, you got to say what the Patreon is, because you're in the majority control of it.
Yeah. Patreon.com/darkroastcult.
Dark Roast Cult. There it is. Yeah, I knew that the whole time, actually.
It's all good. Hey.
In case anybody was wondering, I knew
you were
it the whole time.
testing me.
Yep. And you passed.
That's right.
You did a good job.
Sometimes URLs change, and this is one of those times. you might have remembered a different URL. Nah. Mandela.
Scrub that memory like the fucking Manchurian Candidate.
Or go to that one and look at it. I don't care.
Yeah, man. You could also go to grindhousemovie.club.
That's a website.
Upon which you'll probably find a link to the Patreon. If you want to go that route instead. Some people take the slow road.
So, and some people angrily click around in the description to see if things are links when they're not.
Huh.
I'm assuming. There's gotta, out of all the people in the world.
Have you received a complaint? There's not enough links in your just batch text.
Oh, why is all this gray text unclickable? You mother... Oh.
I wanted to satisfy my ADHD by clicking 18 tabs open in a sentence.
Right? Get out of here, kitty. I don't know if you heard that. I might have picked it up. There was a cat rubbing on the metal.
Oh.
So,
yeah, no, I mean...
It might have added some ambiance.
Yeah, a little ASMR for you.
Oh, you know what? When was the last time we thanked Andrew?
2 podcasts ago.
2? You're right. It was 2 podcasts.
So thanks, Andrew.
Yeah,
and thanks again for the second one where we
double
missed,
thanks.
Unfortunately, the last podcast we recorded was about a movie that's so fucking infuriatingly bad that many things fell by the wayside.
Not even bad. Just like they didn't even try.
Yeah, bad.
When you say bad, you imply there was some...
there was an effort that failed.
There was effort to give an F to.
There was a mark that was missed.
They
didn't even aim or fire.
They didn't even show up.
They took the bow and stuffed it in their asshole.
Jesus. They sure did.
Teeth, everybody. Don't watch Teeth.
Yeah, don't watch Teeth, but do listen to our podcast.
Absolutely listen to our podcast, regardless of the... Yeah, I would also say don't watch Winter Beast. But also at the same time, I mean, kind of do watch Winter Beast.
Look, listen to our podcast.
Regardless.
And then, no matter what.
Period. That's the end of the sentence.
And this is it. That's it. Good night.
Sure is.
Nah,
Peace.
listen to our podcast and then watch the movie. Because
That's true.
What we say
Yeah.
needs to be seen to believed. It's like a magician's trick where they're like, what if I told you I have your card in my butt?
Mm-hmm.
I got to see that to believe it.
And the way that we describe it is the way that we describe most movies is the difference between spoiling a trick, because we don't really get into like the minutia of filmmaking all that much. Maybe I do, but it's convincing somebody that they're not going to get hustled on the streets of New York by a guy shuffling cards. Yeah, trust me, it's a good trick. Come see it.
Oh, yeah. There's a dick in a box, and nobody says shit about it. Watch the pee.
Yeah. It's a fucking hot swap around walnuts like that was worth my $20.
I just palmed 2 cherries. I don't know what trick that is, but I got them. I got them.
It's called grocery store theft.
I just walked out. Nobody said shit. I ate them. Hi, and so
Just like that, all the plugs are done.
they are. It's
And
really
we just gotta fucking dive right in.
yeah. It's pretty good. I like that we get all the plugs out of the way. You know, we never really plug our own. Like, what social media are you using?
You know why we never plug our own social media, at least from my perspective? Just because I have almost none.
Hey, nice. I look.
I got Threads. If you want to talk to me on Threads, my username is MeatZone, which is an Aqua Teen Hunger Force reference, and then also a call to attention for my penis.
And the zone where within it lies.
That's right. It's an interdimensional portal. An interdimensional portal.
I don't. The only thing I use social media for is just posting links to this podcast.
That's exactly right.
And at this point, it kind of defeats the purpose when you subscribe to the podcast, because then
You're going to get the notifications for that regardless.
Yeah. So go sign up to the Discord. That's
Oh, the Discord's where you're at?
Yeah, you know what? I got the Discord on my phone. I'm in the Discord every day, just saying things, doing things.
Right on. That's the way to communicate in the event that you still think we're famous.
Yeah, and I mean, I would love to tell you what the link is, but look, like a really cool exclusive club, the link is always changing. There's literally nothing I can do about that.
Really good for retention.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because it's just an ever-changing link. Every time I have to make a new link, it's different. Trust me.
When I got onto Discord to play video games with you recently, I was forced to change my username.
What?
Yep.
Why?
It just told me, you want to use it? Change the name.
What? Was it like, this is a dirty name?
No. Just change it. Change it. That was it.
Huh.
And I'll tell you right now, I didn't.
Oh, good.
What I did was take numbers out.
Nice.
So now, if you want to try and find me on Discord, not that I'm on that any more frequently than any other social media platform that's not fucking Reddit, because all I like to do at this point is read stories about people finding out their spouses are cheating. And Reddit's real good for that.
God bless Reddit.
Thick white goo. Thick white goo right on Discord.
And then I guess just go in, you know what, to find
You'll
him.
know me because the display name is Big Shaft.
I thought that was the problem.
And the display picture is Master Shake from Aqua Teen with a shotgun in his mouth.
That'll be him. Yeah, I think you are like the top. You might be the first one of the 2 people when you go to the Discord.
That's fine. And to be honest, those 3 things, I would say, to get a good handle on me as a person, just know those 3 things. That's a really good way to start getting to know me.
You sound like you need to be wiped, Jay. The way you described yourself there. Goo, thick, meat.
Shotgun, I don't...
I mean...
Are you concerned about rust?
I'm concerned about tears.
Oh, okay. Well,
tears and other tears.
Well, the goo is not coming from my eyes.
Yeah, well, yeah, no. No, I know. But don't you do one when you do the other? Is that not a thing? I thought everybody...
Are you implying that every time that you come, you cry?
Well, it's not sad. Don't worry.
It's joyous, like seeing the face of God.
Exactly.
Well,
So it's a no. All right. Well, fuck it. I'm on Twitter. I don't know. I go on Threads, but nobody cares.
yeah, that's true.
So
but neither do I. So that's
yeah,
fine.
I fucking forget I have it, and
oh yeah, dude. And also, like, it doesn't help that the icons on like my phone screen are so similar between Threads and Twitter.
it's ridiculous. I wish those two would just kiss already.
You know,
Just kiss, buddies.
I'm sick of waiting for this meet cute. You know,
I'm up.
it's like leaving an abusive boyfriend to find somebody better.
I don't know. I don't know if it's better or not.
What
you
I'm
saying
referring
Threads
to is Twitter being bought by a company that's not run by Elon Musk.
Yeah, there you go. All right. The metaphor has been painted.
Yeah,
I don't know. Follow me on Instagram, I guess.
go right ahead.
It's Matt G with the
Meat
letters.
Zone.
You know the fucking
My
letters.
most recent picture is probably of a plant, and it's probably from like 7 months ago.
Well,
I'm congested today, so it's going to be a real sniffly podcast.
it's all good. I've got myself a dry mouth.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be drinking this jug of water. You're going to be hearing a lot of sloppy sounds.
Well, I mean, it's a podcast with you on it, so how different is that from any other?
Fucking say that again, and I will. Well, you'll get it. You'll get it good. Don't worry.
I'll get it correct.
You'll get what's coming. Tears.
So what movie did we do this week?
Well, look, I'll tell you what we did. We did Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Starring Sean motherfucking Bean.
Sean dies in every movie as part of the script, except for this one, Bean.
Don't worry, we'll get him. We'll get him.
I gotta tell you right now that in the sequel, he dies in the first, 5 minutes. So he got.
If you don't know who that is, he's the dude from...
Boromir. And I hate Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, he's Boromir. He's the dude from Game of Thrones, Eddard Stark.
He is in the remake to The Hitcher, where he essentially commits a rape at night. And he's also in a Christian Bale movie called Equilibrium.
And these
about
are
a dystopian future, and that movie's much better.
interesting, because normally the movies he does are about the very dystopian past.
Yeah.
He rides a lot of horses.
The Middle Ages,
yeah.
we'll call it.
Everything he says sounds like he's whispering it to a warhorse before he rides it into battle.
Or reading it from an ancient tome.
And you're like, man, just do the British accent. We all know you got it.
He
Stop.
barely had the British accent.
He has that. He's British though.
Well, then his American accent
It's terrible.
There's this weird fucking Mobius strip going on with his accents where I didn't know he was naturally British, number one.
Oh yeah.
But he's committed so hard to an American English accent that he now sucks at the British one. pick a lane.
Yeah.
Sean Bean.
Pick a side of the ocean, you crazy. I'm pretty sure you're British. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to Google this at home. This will be a fun little. I love giving homework on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure Sean.
Because everybody listens and does what you ask.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure Sean Bean got stabbed in a bar fight and then just stitched himself up there with thread and needle.
If that's the case, I've earned a decent amount of respect for him, more so than I had already.
There's an actor, and that happened to an actor. I'm pretty sure it was him.
Okay.
If it wasn't him, it was somebody in that vein.
I'll tell you a story that might be similar, and I don't think it's what you're thinking of, but this also did happen. In this movie, Silent Hill, the detective is in Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, yeah.
He's got longer and greasier hair.
His name's Tig.
He's fucking right in there.
Tig.
Also in Sons of Anarchy is a guy who very clearly has a fat scar on his cheek.
The dude from Ireland with the accent.
Yep.
Which is funny because the main guy is from Ireland and has an accent, but does not in the show. So, but it's
a lot of backstory for me to just tell you that scar is from when he was outside a bar in Scotland and got a Chelsea grin while being robbed. In real life.
It's a real one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I did not know that.
It sure is. He got fucking rolled, and he's paying the price for the rest of his life.
Oh man, they jokered him good.
I'm gonna be honest. I like him better. I like him better that way.
Oh, Jesus. They just disrespectfully wrote that into the show.
I'm also kind of an asshole for calling it a Chelsea grin when it happened in Scotland and the original name is a Glasgow smile.
Ooh, yeah.
That's fine, though. It's all good. We got there at the end.
You're fucking lucky that it's not Ireland or you'd have a nail bomb coming your way.
That's fine. I also, I'm really good at finding four-leaf clovers, so they'd probably love me anyway.
It's a fact. It's a fun fact about Jay. All right.
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill, a.k.a. Brantford. Takes place in Brantford.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And also, what is going on with the trend of us picking movies that are shot within like a stone's throw of where we literally live?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's happened like 4 times in the past 2 months.
I was literally so the movie starts and it's a lady looking for her daughter, and as she's looking for her daughter, I'm like, this is fucking Hamilton.
You could tell already.
Well, I just like look at it, I'm like,
Shit.
where else is there a
Yeah, this
waterfall
looks like
and
an
a road?
escarpment to me.
It literally looks like an escarpment. But yeah, so she's looking for her daughter. Look, fancy house, really nice. Oh, I get it. Your house backs onto the woods.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
You've
It's
got a
mansion.
cliff.
Yeah.
You got a fucking cliff in a
this
highway.
housing market, we're talking about $1.8 to $2 million probably.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Let's break down the scene of her looking for her fucking daughter. Number 1, all right? Screaming Sharon out into the night isn't going to change anything. If she doesn't want to be found, she's not going to be. Number 2, the whole problem here is that, and it's a known problem between her and her husband, who is Sean Bean, she sleepwalks. Mm-hmm. She has PTSD traumas while she sleepwalks. Here's a piece of advice for you. Put a lock on the door.
put a lock right on that
Wait,
door.
she's like fucking 5 or 6 years old. You could tell by the fact that she's pretending to be a cat under a tree later.
Very poorly.
Doing a bad job of acting, period.
And her drawings are shit.
They sure are.
There's no depth whatsoever.
They're shit, and then she makes them worse while she's having a fugue state in her other identity.
Yeah, and then she gets upset. Like it's ruined, but like
You almost kind of made it better in a way.
it wasn't going on the fridge to begin with.
No.
Do you think any of this is going on the fucking fridge?
It's not a gold star assignment.
You're fucking adopted.
Uh,
You fucking orphanage bitch. We found you in a nun, and a nun was caring for you with other children.
what I wanted to point out.
Oh, do you have 2 sentences or less? We always forget this.
Oh yeah, no, I do actually have 2 sentences or less for this. I didn't write them because I thought I was gonna remember it. Didn't.
Oh, well, guess what? Samesies. But
How about nothing is silent about this hill? This is actually the loudest fucking hill in town.
I love it. The whole Hamilton area really didn't need that much makeup. How about that?
How about that much lighting? Because this whole intro scene kind of sucks. It's the middle of the night, and she's looking for a sleepwalking kid because they're too incompetent to install child locks to prevent her from leaving her own bedroom.
And it's not like they're expensive.
No.
Look at your
quite
house.
cheap.
It's so nice.
Quite cheap. However, the light levels keep changing from night to day, depending on what shot is being shown. Like, so there's this whole fucking... apparently, when this young lady named Sharon sleepwalks, it's to go cliff diving. And so she's at the edge of a cliff and a waterfall, sort of dangling over top of it. I will say the horrible CGI in this movie, it doesn't hold up at all, and it's actually kind of frustrating.
It's
me.
unfortunate, but it's old. What can you do?
That's This is
Everything.
I was gonna say this is pre 9/11, but it isn't.
No, I wish it was.
But the scene of them like dropping the camera dropping down the foundry into the fucking demon's face,
Yes,
that did and still does get me.
it was good.
There's a predatory response to having a large face in your face that human beings have from back when we were still part of the food chain.
And don't get close to my face.
No,
It's called a slap.
with your big wide eyes.
It's called a
and
big fucking slap.
your filthy face. Anyway, it's still like I shiver just because it's getting closer and closer. That's I have a problem with that. However, It's very clear that it's the middle of the night in
Yes.
this intro scene.
Oh, absolutely.
But when they get to the waterfall, suddenly there's light sources as if there's 5 suns just out of frame.
Like
Everything is lit up like it's fucking noon at a shopping mall.
Well, Jay, would you rather they film it at day and then edit it for night? Because that's even worse.
Both are bad.
Because I'll tell you what,
Shoot it at night.
I didn't notice a fucking thing.
Just shoot it at night.
I-
How's that?
Yeah, it was. I thought it wasn't. Look, I don't. The way I remember it,
You
it
know
was night
the
as shit.
You know the cabin in the woods, the scene where they bang in like the dirty peat
Do
moss,
I? Oh yeah.
and the dad from Step Brothers is just like cranking up the ambience.
Oh,
and
yeah.
one of it happens to be like the moonlight just shining through perfectly the trees.
Yeah.
That scene is that, but there's 17 moons.
You don't need that many, I guess.
No, you don't.
Well, listen. Had you not said anything, I wouldn't have noticed. I was too busy wondering why you're shouting your daughter's name down a great big ravine,
Yeah.
as if she's going to be alive if she fell down there. Like she's
Also-
going to have any capabilities whatsoever.
To respond? Like,
Yeah.
no. Help! And that's all you hear, and then she drowns to death. That's it.
I don't know what she'd be drowning in. It's rocks. Like, look down. It's rocks. There's just rocks down there.
Oh, there's no pond?
No. I don't. Pretty sure it's just a waterfall onto rocks.
Good.
We've all been down that fucking escarpment, Jay. We know what it looks like.
So I could probably show you exactly where it was fucking shot if you brought me to Hamilton. I'd be like right there, like
God.
medium.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Brantford and Hamilton are very
Put a
close.
child lock on the fucking doors and windows if your kid sleepwalks. If your kid has a chronic sleepwalking problem,
Yeah.
maybe make sure she can't leave the house.
Maybe strap her down. Some belts. Who cares?
Well, given the fact that she's on fucking antipsychotic medication and her dad thinks that she should be committed forever, maybe straps are a good idea.
Maybe. There's like these things you can get that go over doorknobs that make them ridiculous to turn.
Yeah.
Because they're just loose, dangly things.
That's right. It's like $3 at a Home Hardware.
Yeah. Get them progressively bigger, like a nesting doll. You'll never get
If
that.
she takes off one, it's just another one underneath.
Exactly.
It's even more frustrating.
And then by the time she gets them off, she's awake. And she doesn't give a fuck about Silent Hill.
No.
Which is something she
just
says.
keeps fucking screaming about Silent Hill.
Ooh, Silent Hill! Silent Hill!
She's yelling about it as if as if Silent Hill is the location where fucking BTS is playing next week and she wants to go real bad.
Oh, she just loves K-pop and dust. It's the perfect place for her.
K-pop dust and ash, which, you know, Asian people. There's a Nagasaki joke in there. I'm not going to make it. Oh.
Wow, it's very big of you, Jay. You wrote the whole joke there, but then you didn't. You just didn't.
Yeah, because I couldn't do it justice with a funny enough punchline off the top of my head just then. That's
so-
it.
It's okay. It's just. I'm saying it's big of you, man. It's good.
So right
growing
here, in big capital letters, I wrote child actors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because every time there's a child actor in a horror movie, they do such a good job. They do a fantastic job. Robert Downey Jr. levels of acting.
And we're talking like Tropic Thunder, Robert Downey. You know what's happening over there.
You know, blackface isn't really acting. It's more of a costume.
What I'm saying is bad.
Yeah, no, bad. Horrible.
I didn't.
She's too young to be a good actor. She sucks at this. Later on, she's in a movie called The Case where she does like a semi-decent job, especially by comparison to this.
I'll never watch it.
But
I would never. Even if I did, I wouldn't fucking know who she was.
you would, because she hasn't changed in appearance at all since birth.
I don't know. She was barely in this movie and not CGI.
And that's
so I don't know what to tell you.
for the best.
I kind of liked her right at the very end.
Yeah, when her whole job was to walk toward a camera. Yeah, she was really good at acting in that scene where her job was to move her feet forward.
Oh, sorry. No, I mean her character. I liked her character toward the end. Where she came up with the barbed wire and was just.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm doing a face. You'll get it later. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You'll know exactly which face I do the second we describe the scene.
Mummy in it in there.
Just, this, with
Yeah.
this, and just
Like a victim of the Pompeii volcano.
yeah. So fucking Well, what's the solution, Jay? Your daughter won't stop talking about a place that you've heard of, I guess, that you have to Google.
Well, it's just a town that exists.
Yeah, but
it just is a town and it exists.
How do you get her to stop? What would be the best solution?
Well, what I would. Here's the thing about this married couple, all right? We got Sean Bean and a woman whose name is Rose.
Yeah, right? I didn't get her name for half the movie, so she was just Mom and Sean Bean. I don't listen to names at all.
Sean Bean's name is Chris.
Sure.
But I sure as fuck just called him Sean Bean through the whole movie when I was writing.
Well, that's what you get when you're very famous in a movie where you don't hear your name till like halfway through the film.
And also, your real name sounds like a style of soup.
And also it's not spelled Sean.
Oh, you're sick? That's what kind of would you like some soup or something?
Yeah, please give me the scene bean. I want that scene bean.
Scene bean.
I need that scene bean.
The beans come heavily mascaraed.
Scene bean soup.
Either that or they've been viewed. Because scene.
Yeah.
Anyway, my first thought when my child who's already on psych meds is having fever dreams that cause her to sleepwalk is to get some heavier psych meds. Because I don't know what you're saying, and I don't know if it's real or not. I could do like 50 Google searches. Maybe you read a newspaper one time while you were half asleep. You just know where Silent Hill is and what it is. All you're doing is yelling the name of a town. We don't have to take you there. You're like 6.
You've got little sway in this.
Oh, so little. But as a matter of fact, instead, we're gonna take her to Silent Hill to get to the bottom of this problem. Mm-hmm. This problem that my child, who's not even a preteen, has created with her imagination. And we're not gonna tell my husband. We're just gonna abscond.
Yeah.
You know, like an adult that kidnaps somebody.
Let's leave and not tell Scene Bean, the guy you want with you, because when action goes down, he's got the long sword.
That's right. Yeah, and he's not afraid to sacrifice his life for the greater good.
Honestly, the arrows, they don't stop.
Oh, dude, he'll take a shitload of arrows.
And then at some point, the arrows just become for fun. For the orcs, like they're just like, how many more before he falls over?
Gerard Butler in 300. He's just like, bring me more arrows, please.
I need the.
What is this? 5 arrows in me? That's weird because I said 10.
I'm seeing some sky through the arrows. It's supposed to blot the sun out. What the
Somebody's not doing their job.
So, here we go. We're going on a special trip. What's this kid's name? Because I just wrote kid.
Sharon.
That's an adult's name.
It's an ant's name.
It really is.
And not the insect. That's the name of the woman who gives you $10 in a card every Christmas.
It's your mom's sister, your aunt.
Yeah. I don't understand why, like, the roads of communication are not being opened between this husband and wife. They're clearly both worried about their child's condition, but nah, I'm just gonna leave while you're asleep.
Well, I mean, it's better to, beg forgiveness than to ask permission.
How about this also? She's obviously done Google searches enough to find, like, the geographical location of Silent Hill. Didn't make any mention of her research to her husband. She's just been like covertly. Also, in what universe is it a good idea to bring your small child to a fucking ghost town that is still burning underground from a coal mine?
Well, Jay, it's never one in any universe. That's the correct answer.
Worst parenting already horrible parenting. Later on, the parenting gets even worse than this when Rose just stops looking for her daughter because she finds a Zippo lighter.
I don't remember that scene.
Oh, I'm excited. We'll get the fuck into it. Trust me on that.
What I thought was pretty cool is that Silent Hill it changes locations. Yeah, because when Sean Bean's looking it up, it's in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And when she says where she's going, well, she's going to West Virginia.
Those are not the same.
No, I don't think
those aren't even remotely the same.
I think there might be states in between them, to be honest.
As a matter of fact, I think there's several hundreds of miles separating those two locations.
So where the fuck is it?
Both.
Because there's a real town in Pennsylvania that is burning.
I got news for you. The Silent Hill that she went to is whatever one she said she went to. And the Silent Hill that he went to is the other one.
And you know what's really interesting is that...
They're very, very visually different.
Yes.
I was just making that up. That was a lie.
Huh.
But as far as the movie's concerned, that's just not the case.
Well...
But there's my reasoning. How's that?
It works right up until Tig is like, I was there, and I'm also here.
It also works right up until they both went to the same location and knew the people who went missing.
Hey. I guess it just doesn't fucking work.
No, it doesn't, because somebody wasn't paying attention. That's fine.
Yeah, whatever. At least they didn't voice over the lines or...
Oh, that's weird that you say that, because not only did they voice over the lines, they did it in the most egregious way imaginable, where the words coming out of the actors' mouths don't even fit what's being said.
I'm bad at watching movies. I never pick up on this shit.
Oh my god. The whole scene when she gets fucking arrested by the cop who's just doing her job diligently and well. None of those lines are organic. It's all recorded later.
Sure. I'll give you that. Because I
wasn't actually all that mad about it because this movie has fewer voiced over lines than a great majority of horror movies we've watched. There's still some, and they're still very noticeable though.
I'm bad at watching movies, Joe. I don't look at faces.
I pay attention to minutia. I wrote 150 notes for this.
I'm gonna start numbering mine. I don't know. I wrote a bunch.
This is more than I've written in weeks on a movie.
All right.
That's it. That's my story.
So yeah, we're just this is there's a scene. She's just fucking
fuck the tree scene. I don't care.
No,
because I'm gonna look at your drawings and you're gonna pretend to be a cat, and then as if it's even possible to have a 6-year-old kid sit still for long enough to actually take a nap under a tree in the afternoon.
Well, she gets to pretend to be a cat, Jay.
Oh, is that exhausting?
Well, no, that's what she's there for. She's in the cat. She doesn't give a shit about the rest. I get to be a cat for a second.
Method acting, fine.
If you look closely, Jay, at this scene, you'll notice that this tree that they're sitting under,
that's right,
is on somebody's property, and they've crossed a fence to get to it.
Yeah, well, it's break time.
And
we're pulled over on the side of the highway, like trespassers.
If you look real close, like you kind of like you got to get real close up, really pay attention. There's a wooden sign with a Bible verse on it, and these are just all over Ontario. I don't know if it's Ontario specific, but like
you can find this fucking place at GeoGuessr in 5 seconds.
Well, you can't. That's the problem. There's so many. You could be any. So like that sign that they put up is not like that's just there. It's
probably they didn't put it up.
No, they found it.
Yeah,
and they're like, we'll film here then.
We'll shoot it right behind this sign.
And the sign says like the sign has like what it says on it. Is it's got a lot to do with the movie. You know what word I'm looking for?
No.
Me either. There's a word though. grindhousemovieclub@gmail.com. Tell me what word I mean. Because it's about judgment and all of this, and this whole movie is a big witch hunt.
Yeah, no, it is. I
wrote it down. It says we judge angels, saints judge the world.
So literally in one sentence, just describing every cult member in fucking Silent Hill. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool to do that.
It's just really convenient.
Yeah. Just to summarize the movie real quick, a little bit longer than 2 sentences maybe, but essentially this is just horrible Children of the Corn cult, except they're adults, and they're stuck in the Middle Ages. They're stuck in fucking 1850. With their ways.
Well, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
They're stuck because they're dead.
And they're using wooden ladders.
They're stuck because they're all dead.
Get aluminum, for fuck's sakes. They're lighter.
The fact that the crucible that they used to burn the sin out of children broke apart and caused a giant fire that killed all of them, so they changed to wood. Like, yeah, that'll work better.
Shit. Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, there's a lot of like, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but a lot of children get set the fuck on fire.
Yeah, no, that does happen.
Oh, it happens.
You sounded so stoked in your voice just then.
Oh man, I am.
Top 10 children to be set on fire.
Number 1.
Alessa.
Burger King butt lettuce.
Burger King butt lettuce.
That's right.
I don't know what that is, and I feel worse of a person for having heard it.
Burger King foot lettuce?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just a picture of a Burger King employee standing in lettuce that goes on food.
That was nice of him.
Bare feet, like in the in the serving trays.
It's better than mustard.
It's a little salty for me. So Dad's
pissed. Dad's pissed and frantically making phone calls.
And just
nobody is picking up.
No, and
it doesn't matter.
So he takes to Google. Let's Google Silent Hill.
Yeah. Why don't you just check the browser history? Because your wife obviously just did that.
Why don't you just get a new daughter?
Yeah.
Why don't you just take her back to the orphanage? You do her. You seem to have control on this. We'll just take that quiet one.
She was left at a fire station to begin with, probably, as most orphans are. Just put her back.
Yeah, there's got to be a...
Let the firefighters deal with that fucking... That 5-alarm nightmare.
Ugh. Yeah, yeah, let them chase it to the escarpment.
Really great mom for leaving her psychologically unhinged child at alone at an empty pitch black gas station so that she can go inside and ask a question.
Right.
And at that point, because this is the scene where we get introduced to the police officer who's Andrea from The Walking Dead, and I just call her Andrea from The Walking Dead in all of my notes.
I just call her Cop Lady.
The movie kind of presents her as like a nuisance, like as poking her nose in somewhere where it doesn't belong.
Yeah, she comes off as a bitch cop.
Yeah, you know what she is though? Is a competent police officer concerned about a child's safety.
To be honest, I thought she was too like. All this child was upset about was her drawings were scribbled on.
Yeah, she was quite upset about that.
Mind your own business.
Yeah, that you're not wrong, but at the same time, I mean, obviously she's got fucking PTSD and sees the face of the one that got away in her fucking nightmares every night. But so she doesn't want that to happen a second time. That's why she tells the whole goddamn story as if it matters to anything. But really, just checking up on the welfare of a child during an altercation in the middle of the night at a gas station in a small town, and that just makes sense.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, it doesn't.
Nah,
no, it doesn't make sense to actually protect and serve.
She takes a license plate. She then follows them down the road and pulls her over for no reason.
So mistakes are made. All right. The intention there is pretty noble and honest as far as police officers go. She didn't hit Sharon in the face with a baton. Probably if she was black, she would have. But it is dumb. It is very dumb that she essentially at the gas station made the decision to investigate further and then just waited for Rose and Sharon to leave the gas station so that she could follow and then wipe her bike out and crack her head open.
Yeah.
That was a silly choice.
It was a bad choice.
Maybe go back to the police college on that one.
I don't know why wiping out was in your plan ever. That's so dumb.
It is. It undermines everything.
Yeah. You're actually you're setting yourself 2 steps back with that.
Sean Bean also leaving voice messages for his wife who is absconded with their child saying, our daughter needs to be put in a hospital because I'm kind of just sick of dealing with the fact that I got to find her in the kitchen at 3 a.m. And she needs constant care is something that he said. At no point does she display the need for constant care.
No,
she has a hard time sleeping. She has a hard time sleeping in one spot for a night.
This kid's pretty independent. She goes out, she gets shit done.
Also, if that's your bar for we need her psychiatrically evaluated and committed forever, don't be a dad.
Parenting is really hard. I want to put my kid in a nut basket.
In a nut basket, dude. Oh, I'm gonna weave a nut basket for this kid and shove her in it.
Ah, God, with the fruits and the nuts. Yeah, the cop definitely doesn't mind her own business. Walks up, hey, what's up, kid? And the kid's like, I'm not talking to you. You're a stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. And she rolls the window up.
And the cop goes, good girl, which is a weird thing to say to a child.
Sure is.
Not a good thing for an adult to say to a child regardless.
Especially when you're just not related in any shape or form.
Not related, and also, like, you've put off this child to the point where you got shut up by glass. Probably just leave.
Like a limousine driver who's talking too much.
Exactly, like mid-sentence. Sharon now, not Sharon, Rose takes a phone call because Sean Bean has cut off all the credit cards because I guess Silent Hill's an international flight away. Why the fuck? So I want you guys to come home, so what I'm going to do is make it so that you starve to death until you come home.
Anytime you don't pick up the phone, you're cut off.
Yeah. Good luck getting even gas to drive back.
Seems abusive, Sean. Can't she just take her daughter out for the fucking evening?
No. Too far. Also, he never got any confirmation that she went to Silent Hill in the first place. She said that she was going to do that. She might have just left with Sharon. She might have just left a domestic violence situation with her daughter for safety.
Yeah, and it's kind of like he goes after them. He chases them down.
He does. He gets in the face of a police officer in the fucking process.
And he he sees Silent Hill and he goes, let's continue. Oh, I guess it's not all messed up for him. Never mind. I was going to say, I take one look at that and I go, fuck that daughter.
Yeah.
Orphanage had plenty.
And that's what I was going to say about Rose is regardless of having to chase her all the way to the cliff overlooking a waterfall into just death below every night. If I wake up after having crashed my car into literally nothing at all and my daughter is gone from the car, sounds like a solution to my problem. Sounds like I don't need to worry about that daughter because I'm surrounded by fog and not snow, but ash.
Yeah, don't put your tongue out. You're not. It's people.
I really like that they had the overdub line where she says ashes for all the retards watching the movie. Because when you put ash on your fucking finger and you rub that shit in and it turns black, you know that's ash. All right.
Yeah, and people show up late to the movie, so of course they had to explain that.
Sure.
That's when you use that word, you horrible person. It's all the people who just who
I didn't even put that together. Yeah, they were retarded to the movie.
Gotta
retard their lateness.
All right. So yeah, the cop chases him down, pulls him over.
I want to point out that all of this entire movie would have been solved. This ordeal could have been 100% avoided if you had just put a child lock on the bedroom door and waited enough years for your child to grow out of sleepwalking.
Yeah.
That's really it. That's all that needed to be done.
Yeah. I mean,
like age 12, I'm not sleepwalking anymore. Sick, cool, the meds must be working.
Yeah.
End of roll credits.
I mean, we're not going to mention that she's like a demon or anything, but...
Well, it doesn't matter. She's technically not the demon. She's the vessel of a demon.
Okay, all right, that's fair, and that you can solve with medication.
You know what she is? She's essentially, you take a 1,000-piece puzzle, take 5 pieces out of it, and throw them away. That's it. It's not, she's part of a greater whole, but those 5 pieces alone aren't going to tell you anything.
You're describing my nightmare. Do you know how many puzzles I do? You know that puzzle downstairs on the floor? I want to count.
Downstairs on the floor because it won't fit on a surface above the floor.
Who has a table for 3,000 pieces of a puzzle?
You know what's funny? You, because it was on that table.
It doesn't fit. That's why we have to have the cardboard underneath it. That's
so cool that you just sit on the floor cross-legged Indian style and you just fucking.
Oh no, we pick it up and put it on the table.
Yeah, you do. I know that you do that.
So you know it's pretty cool. It's like really neat to be like a good what's the word I'm looking for here, Jay? When I say not parent, but like
guardian?
Not guardian. Example.
Carer?
Example.
Oh, okay.
You want to be a good example to your child.
Yeah.
Where when the cop pulls you over, you definitely always do the law. You know, never not the law.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Definitely don't peel out and just go to Silent Hill.
Also, thank God that both Rose and Sharon are white, because the attitude that Rose gave the cop at the gas station, once again, would not have been favorably met if she wasn't. You can't just... fucking... The interaction that happens at the gas station, all right, is just Rose coming back to the car after the Sharon conversation, and a police officer asking her if everything was all right, and then she goes, "We're fine," with like a tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are ya?
Ask any black person on the east or south coast of the United States how well that goes for them.
Yeah, probably not well.
And certainly not well enough to. And if you're gonna get pulled over by a cop and just peel out, probably just peel out. Don't stop the car.
Yeah, you're right.
Because the scene itself is already stupid, and then she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna pull over for like just long enough to make this police officer painfully aware that I'm not going to listen to rules or laws, and leave immediately."
Just long enough for her to get off her motorcycle and like take 3 steps toward.
Also, you really think you're gonna outrun a police bike in a Jeep Liberty?
It happens. It happens.
It happens by mistake.
I'm really curious as to what really happens when you drive a vehicle through a chain link fence, because I don't think you just come out the other side.
Chain link fence? You're probably good.
But I even with like the locks and everything, like it's designed for a vehicle to not go through.
I think what you're talking about is the guardrail.
Well, I'm talking about whatever flimsy piece of wire was keeping people from Silent Hill.
Hey, I got news for you. It was nothing. It was nothing at all.
There was a fence.
Oh yeah, no, there for sure was. Here's the thing, though, is that when she cracks her head unconscious, which is her favorite thing to do in this movie, by the way, she loves being unconscious on floors and in cars, and then she wakes up later on. There's a top-down shot of the vehicle, and there is nothing to hit anywhere around it at all.
No, there's not. Yeah.
So what did you hit?
Well, she drives through a fence. She sees the girl. She swerves. Must not have been reading her driver's manual.
No.
You hit that girl as hard as you can.
You sure do. Also, it's a rainy road, so don't overcorrect.
Which is what she does.
100%.
And then she hits her head.
That's it.
And we're not quite sure what.
She hits her head and then she takes a nap.
Like,
she's narcoleptic. You wonder where the sleepwalking gene comes from. It's a hereditary issue.
Well, again, adopted. So it works until it doesn't.
Yep. Well, I wasn't trying to explain anything anyway.
What I really like about this film is that they give you like a great idea of what it's like to be concussed.
Yeah.
Probably about every 10 minits where...
Sure do.
Like this, they just love... I'm so sorry. I hit the microphone. Are you okay?
Forbid. How dare you?
I'm sorry. I have less passion.
I'm not gonna sit here and fucking. I'm not gonna be privy to or co-sign physical abuse of a spouse. Okay. Quite like you at the bar. Anyway.
So, a little less passion. Jay.
Me.
Jay.
Me.
They love fading to black for a real long time, to the point where I'm like, did this movie pause? Am I buffering? What has happened? Every time it did that, I had to check. I was like, am I pausing? Is it
broken?
Did the internet
Did I accidentally upload 2/3 of a movie?
What's happening here? Why does it keep doing this? Oh, it's because
I definitely did notice, because the passage of time needs to be illustrated by just nothing. By just the physical manifestation of nothing.
Yeah, they wanted to give you enough time to get up and go to the bathroom and come back before the movie. It's an intermission.
That's fair.
So yeah, that happens. And you're like, oh, so that's a concussion. All right, great.
How many of those does Rose need to have before she's no longer fit to be a parent?
Well,
because we're on like number 4, half an hour into this movie.
Fuck. She peels her forehead up off that steering wheel and, well, problem solved. Daughter's gone, like you said.
Yeah. Guess what? Get in the car and leave. Hey, how about this? If you really want to save her that bad, you have a car. Try starting it. Try starting it before you get out and then run through a foggy town on foot.
You know what? She does try starting it.
Later.
Yeah.
Now she goes right into that fucking city on foot first. And then later on, when she's trying to leave, she tries to start it.
Yeah, because
when
the
she's
cop
trying to
shows
leave
up.
without her daughter.
Let's pretend she was trying to get further into that hellhole.
Sure, we can pretend that.
Oh my god. So yeah,
Best mom, dude. So good of a mom that it makes sense that Sean Bean is very upset that she's disappeared with the child. That's how good of a mom she is.
I think when he says she needs...
It kind of sounds like we've been to Silent Hill before and it was just called a different town with this woman.
Just every month she just picks a town.
Yeah.
Our daughter loves Niagara Falls. I gotta take her there now, Sean. Give me the credit cards. I'm leaving. And then
she won't stop dreaming about Stony Creek.
2 weeks later, she comes back. Where were you? I don't know.
Fucking, we tried to get the answer, you know?
When he
the
says,
meds aren't working. I'm going to say that out loud in a fucking gas station / restaurant / tattoo and body piercing parlor. Did you read the neon signs in the windows of the restaurant at the gas station?
Wow, that's a hustle.
Yeah, dude. 8 things at once. Sick.
Nice. So, what, you get pierced? You get tattooed? You also get a nice meal?
Yeah, dude. Bacon and eggs.
Gas your fucking car up.
Yeah. All fucking 8 birds, 1 stone.
And it's the same employee doing all of it.
Probably the only gothish looking one at the whole place. Everybody else is a fucking trucker from Deliverance.
Ugh.
Bad place for a tattoo parlor, all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care for the kind of...
Stick and pokes of Sailor Jerry girls and nothing else. That's the whole tattoo parlor, probably.
Okay, yeah. Let's go with what you said and not what I was going to say.
Which was what?
Oh, I'm not going to say it.
Oh, I want you to, though.
A lot of right angles joining together. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that nonsense.
A lot of 90-degree turns in the shape of a windmill.
Yeah, I think you might understand. Kind of like the Windows logo, but you remove a couple sides. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying when I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
World's most upsetting pinwheel.
Oh! I did not see. No, that there was a tattoo parlor there.
Yeah. It's like she's walking past the front, like where Andrea Cobb parks her bike is like right underneath the sign. I was like, really? This place is the size of a fucking like a soccer field bathroom. How are you fitting all of that in there?
Like I said,
we do the tattoos in the same place that we cook the beef.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same guy. He flips it, and he's one hand's like
it's the fucking dude from Planet Terror.
Oh yeah,
it's gotta be.
And the ingredient to his sauce is like the leftover needle inkings.
No, he doesn't ever dip. There's no fucking barbicide in this place.
It's just barbecue sauce. Just more of that. Get that on there. I mean, he wasn't opposed to the goo, and he ate that shit.
Yep, had no problem with it. As a matter of fact, enhanced the flavor. One would argue.
Like I was saying,
yeah.
When Sean Bean says that she needs constant supervision, he's talking about his wife.
Yeah, oh fuck yeah, he's
talking about
sleepwalking. That's not an issue.
Yeah,
it's everything Rose does.
It's my special needs wife.
No wonder my kid's fucked up. She obviously couldn't conceive.
Hey, easy. Hey, maybe they adopted because there were so many sad kids, and the nuns were just like,
"Oh yeah,
come on,
that's
kids."
the answer. It's not because she's barren, as well as every other chemical issue she has going on in her brain.
No, it was they went to like a grocery store, and outside of that there was a nun with like a cage full of kids.
Take one,
yeah,
please.
Like
a farmer with kittens in a box. Don't even give me money.
You just got to pay to register them. That's all.
Yeah, if you don't take one, I'm gonna have to drown it in a month.
They've already been spayed, so you know it's good. It's a reputable place they're coming from when that's happening.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because when you get your pets there, you're like, wow, hey, thanks.
Oh, spay. Oh, that's one more issue I don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
It's different when human.
Yeah. A little, it's weird. It's weird that way, I guess.
So we get into Silent Hill now.
Sure.
The one thing that I want to point out is that, the movie gets spooky in Silent Hill.
Ooh.
There's a lot of apparitions, demons, ghosts, and things that were once living that are no longer.
Oh, my.
However, don't worry about any of that, because it's snowing ash. So your largest concern is not the ghosts. Instead, probably the respiratory issues that you would have that are the same as 9/11 first responders.
Yeah, I don't...
Probably just leave your child there because she has asthma now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you're going to be leaving with a wheeze because your insides are full of people.
And yeah, not the kind of wheeze that goes away overnight.
Yeah,
No, we just have that.
Not the delightful kind of wheeze that ends in
And you...
you know?
Fucking shivers, Cuomo. Because it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, no, I got
tried.
it. No, you nailed it. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna walk around this town we've never been to, shouting things, even though we don't know what's out here.
And we're gonna naturally assume that the first child that we see in this town is our daughter.
Yeah.
I would say I wouldn't trust anything that moved in this entire town, especially after if it was my daughter, she definitely would have been able to hear me screaming her name.
Yeah.
And if she runs in the opposite direction of me at
kind of
that
bullshit,
point,
to be honest.
Chances are she's not that interested in coming home.
No.
And you can have her.
Yeah. Yeah, she belongs to the hill now.
That's just fine.
She
clearly wants to be there more.
Just God hope it's not the hills that have eyes.
I mean, they do.
They're going to get their milk.
Dude.
I know.
There are burn people in this movie, too.
Oh, my God.
As a matter of fact, almost right away here, as we're chasing down I almost called her Alessa, thus spoiling the movie because Sharon and Alessa are the same fucking person. Doppelgangers. That's the whole point. All of this, by the way, is just breadcrumbs that are strewn about throughout a town by a demon who just wants a woman to help her out. That's the whole movie.
You know what? Had the demon just been like, hey, I just need some help.
Here's my life story and the tragedy that it is.
Hey,
you mind giving me a hand?
Yeah. I
think just about anybody would be like, yeah, no problem.
I'll get you your daughter back, but
you gotta help me murder cultists who have no problem murdering innocent children.
And like they're held up in a church, so you really don't even feel bad for them.
They're held up in a church and they love things that are flammable.
Oh my God.
This is half a day for me.
Their shirts and pants are they're not retardant, that's for sure.
Especially when the tornado air raid siren starts going off. Mm-hmm. I might put a halt on the daughter search.
Yeah.
Because I don't want her to get lost. I don't want myself to get lost in an F5.
I understand the instinct to continue down the worst set of stairs you've ever seen when you hear that.
As they progressively get darker into pitch blackness.
Yeah, like because you want it's a tornado, you want to be in the basement, but not that one.
No, a different one. One with a lantern, maybe.
Not one that's getting progressively rustier.
As you continue to just observe.
Yeah, I'm not moving, so the fact that the rust is coming toward...
and also going up.
Very untoward.
Defying...
defying fucking gravity.
It sure was.
Boy, oh boy, they really tried their best to make that look good.
You know, and it sucks because they did. Because, the movie's from 2006, right? When I first watched it, I dare say I was impressed by the visual effects.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the magic has been spoiled, unfortunately, but
by just progression of technology.
Yeah, nice going, everybody. You kind of fucking fucked this up for us.
Unfortunately, now this movie looks like Stay Alive.
This movie looks exactly like a video game.
Like a lot of Stay Alive.
It looks exactly...
And video games are better. Doom Eternal looks better than this.
Mm-hmm. No.
Sorry.
This looks like a video game from 2006.
Yeah, it does. It looks like Silent Hill. The game.
Did we just watch Markiplier play through it? Is that all we did? I didn't see a handsome voiced individual.
Yeah, I didn't hear an unnecessary boisterous amount of energy, so I don't think...
I don't watch his videos. I just know...
What's up, guys? Every sentence that I say is going to sound exactly like this. My voice wasn't even deep enough.
Subscribe.
Just watched a video of him getting into a fist fight.
I wouldn't. I think he's a big guy, isn't he?
Oh yeah, no, he's not small.
He
also can handle himself.
I don't know if I've ever seen him in person, but I've seen videos of him. I don't watch. I don't care.
No.
If I want to watch somebody play a video game,
I'll play it myself and watch it.
That or I need to know how to do something, and there's a 12-year-old who's made a video on it
from India.
And I unfortunately have to learn from a 12-year-old today.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Makes you feel like an adult to do that, I bet.
I think Markiplier's a big guy.
He is.
Okay, well then I'm not wrong. I like that I can look at people and just assess. I'm like, you seem bigger than me. I see you from the waist up, and you just seem bigger than me.
Something to do with your broad shoulders here.
And your deep, muscular voice.
Let me just get a little bit more comfortable here.
I would do that, but then you would see my belly button.
I saw it literally yesterday.
Nice. Yeah, I tried to turn around, but I didn't.
Let's talk about the fact that Rose, for some reason, has the world's strongest Zippo lighter.
Yeah.
Because the siren pops off, the Silent Hill shit starts, and suddenly she's got a fucking Minecraft torch for a lighter in her hand.
She sure does.
Thing, and it keeps increasing in size as time goes on, as if she's adding lighter fluid.
It's almost hilarious. It's almost like a comedy joke. The way they did it.
She's looking at like a gurney with a corpse that's covered in a blanket, and she could fucking light it on fire if she's not too careful. The fucking thing, it's like she's breathing the fire.
It's like when you get the Bic lighters and you take the metal part off.
Take the metal part off.
Don't do this. But this is what you do to do this.
This is just what I do with every Bic lighter.
You got to take the little black thing and you put it to the side, flip it over, put it back to the side, flip it over, put it back to the side, flip it over until you've the little gear, you've twisted it and turned like the minimum to the maximum.
Yeah.
And then you light it and you use all the fluid at once. That's. You don't stop until your life is in flames.
Anyway, despite the fact that she has a tool that can illuminate the entirety of Silent Hill, she's got a real hard time just reading signs and seeing Christ pose figures.
Yeah.
We got a guy just up against the fence with his guts on the floor.
And by the way, dude's still alive.
He sure is.
She has to take a real good hard look to see if he...
As if you couldn't hear that gas mask breathing from 10 feet away.
As if you want to get close, like you're going to be able to help.
Yeah.
His guts are on the ground. If you get those back in there, it's an infection.
Even if they weren't on the ground, if he's strung up like that in the fucking town square like a thief.
Well, he didn't do it to himself.
Nope. And probably don't, like, if you take him down, that's going to be a problem for you. Because other people did that.
So he's probably there for a reason.
Burn babies. I wrote that word a lot.
Favorite part.
Your favorite part's
right
the
here.
Burn babies.
Yeah, they were horrific. I don't even care. They frightened the hell out of me.
I would say is it the noise they make?
Is
it
noise?
The fact that they're scream crying?
Yeah, it's both of that. It's both of that together, and then that there's so many of them.
I wanted to point out here that set design is actually kind of pretty fucking impressive, because she goes down that flight of stairs and then suddenly she's just in a dog kennel, but like everything, like she's obviously moving through parts of a world, and then as this is happening, we get cuts back to like Sean Bean still trying to find her, and then when they get actually into Silent Hill, it's like broad daylight but raining, and in Silent Hill it's foggy and it gets dark once every 3 hours, so like you get this kind of like effective separation between reality and this dimension that's been entered.
Interdimensional.
Yeah.
Because they at one point they're in the same place at the same time, and he's like, I felt her.
Mm-hmm.
I smelt her perfume.
Which is, I mean, it would be creepy if it wasn't your wife.
Yeah. Yeah, it would.
So you got away with that one, Sean. But like, just as far as set design, like it's effective in presenting a place that's fucking like alien and different. Everything's dirty and rusty when Silent Hill kicks off, and then when it goes to bed, it's still kind of dirty. It's just less rusty.
Yeah,
everything's filthy. It's like a real town. Like characters are actually moving through a world as opposed to being like relegated to a house or a green screen set. Which I appreciated that. It was a nice palate cleanser for me.
Yeah, it was.
And also, like, tonally fits. Because my problem with, like, Dawn of the Dead, for example, is that it's fucking bright as fuck the whole time. It's less scary when things are illuminated by the sun at noon.
Yeah.
So we just nip that all in the bud by making it the foggiest fucking town ever.
You just take the sky directly out of the equation, make it ash.
Also, as opposed to having a music soundtrack, we're just gonna Blue Man Group a bunch of fucking oil drums. That's the music you get to hear during this scene. The first time that Silent Hill hits, it's somebody fucking inside a nuclear power plant hitting the walls with a hammer.
What's it supposed to sound like? The world is rusting.
I'm not complaining.
Okay, good. All right.
It's a good thing. It was a good choice.
I love the Blue Man Group. I love the idea of the Blue Man Group. The music, definitely repetitive. Oh, yeah.
No, you can only hit a pipe so many ways before you've heard the sound before.
So when you say the Blue Man Group, I was like, oh, here we go.
You assumed I didn't like them.
That's just a little sample right there.
Oh, no, that's the whole song. Like. That's the whole song. Yeah, that's the entire performance.
Yep.
Do I owe you $50 for an hour of your time?
Well, look, I'll tell you what. I didn't give you the marshmallows being shot out of my mouth into another man's mouth.
That's cool.
And then
like
shot back
into
my mouth.
You love that.
Yeah, Eskimo brothers.
Great.
Snowball
fight.
I don't know what that is, and it better not be something.
Snowballing?
Well, snowball fighting.
Oh, I can only assume it's something.
It's just dudes banging their nuts together.
Oh,
I don't know.
A snowball is when
Oh God. Oh dear God.
Ejaculate.
Oh no.
Is
no.
expelled into a mouth.
No.
And then that mouth touches another mouth with tongue.
Boy, I hope you've turned this down if you're listening at home, because that's a lot of.
I went to high school with somebody who, as a prank, did that to her boyfriend.
That's not a prank. That's
an assault. That's something I would call the police over if I wasn't expecting it, at least.
Oh no, yeah. Let's talk about burnt children some more. That's much more.
Yeah, burn babies. Let's go.
Burnt, crispy children. So there's just a lot of them. She's fenced in with all the burnt babies.
Yeah. It's a really labyrinthian kennel where and all the dogs have a cough.
All
from the smoke. Like, this is a coal mining town, all right? And a giant fire started underground that burned the town. Explain how that fucking works.
Well, it doesn't.
No.
So, there's that. So yeah, she's just running from these babies. Eventually she falls because she's dumb. I don't know why she falls, but she shouldn't have.
She does, like I said, her favorite thing is to be knocked unconscious.
Oh,
She fucking just does it over and over like it's her job.
Like she knows what's coming. Get up.
Yeah. She falls because she's trying to get into a door that's barricaded, and then like with one shoulder check it opens, but she wasn't ready for the consequences of the shoulder check.
Well, what did she think was going to happen?
But super cool, and now I do really like the motion tracking. When she's trying to crawl away from all of these burn babies.
Mm-hmm.
However, unfortunately, it was used in a Limp Bizkit music video, and that's all I can think of when I see that now.
Oh.
Cool effect, though.
Yeah,
cool visual effect.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely motion track a panicked face. Also, this is a good example of an actor who can act so yes. Good.
Yeah, oh, yeah. There's a lot of actors and actresses in this film.
Miraculously, Silent Hill. Somebody hit the stopwatch on Silent Hill, so everything disappears into ash.
Oh, I thought she screamed so hard that the babies just dissipated. I thought that was like her attack.
You hear the alarm, and then you have a 30-minute timer to not die, and then you're fine for like half the day.
All right, yeah.
But when she wakes up, it's in a bowling alley, and Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire is playing.
Loved that.
Thanks for that.
Love that the whole town's burnt, but the jukebox, she's still kicking.
Yeah, and somebody's punched it recently.
Is this where she finds the woman, right?
The fog witch?
Yeah, I said hag, but yeah, witch. Witch is a good one too.
Yeah, she tries to run back to her car that she should have been using the entire time anyway, and realizes that the road is, well, it's not closed.
Oh, it's just not.
That's right. It's so not that it's down far.
It just kind of ends.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the whole world right there
in a horrid cliff.
Like a video game designer went.
San Andreas Fault was angry this day. Also, yes, that. Why do you think the video game takes place in a town? That's the whole map. Anyway, that's when we learned that Sharon, Rose's daughter, looks the exact same as this fog witch's daughter, and this fog witch has been ostracized because she had a daughter.
Yeah, I'm really
everybody in town hates her because she had a child without being married first. That's the whole crux.
All right.
That's the entire crux of the problem. You had a kid outside of marriage.
You fucking witch.
So we're gonna set her on fire.
Do it again. But right this time.
Mulligan.
Okay. I was really hoping it wasn't that.
No, that's what it was.
That's what it was.
100%.
Because at some point they're like, she won't give up the father's name. I was like, oh, well, maybe she fucked the demon then. That's pretty cool.
No, just a guy, and she wanted to have some privacy.
Well, she fucking burn her.
Yeah.
Burn her then. I get it. Fine.
Burn her so hard that we burn ourselves in the process.
Hey, you got to burn something. So yeah, to get to the clip. My favorite. Sorry, the burn babies aren't my favorite. My favorite thing is this lady getting pegged in the face with rocks.
I thought your favorite thing was
So
going to be
good.
the fucking janitor.
No, I actually almost flipped my phone. I was watching it on my phone and I was like, well, fuck this.
No,
Come
it's
on.
great. No, janitor's great.
Can we just watch one movie where a girl doesn't get
No, touched in a bathroom? Because no.
or just in public?
Somewhere?
Just a child can't.
How about just touched?
Can a child just exist for fuck's sakes?
No. Why does every fucking story, why does every fable have to have a kid getting raped? Why does that have to be in everything?
Right.
Holy fuck.
So she shows this woman like, hey, I'm looking for my child. Here's the locket. And she, the lady's like, well, that's mine.
Yeah.
And
She's not talking about the locket.
no,
She's talking about the child within it.
But the way she grabs at it would have you believe that she's
Yeah.
just a lady who saw something shiny and is like,
She's Gollum.
I'm gonna put that in a soup. And then she gets thrown to the fucking ground. Good and
she
hard.
does. You get a vague explanation of the entire story during that conversation, but it's not enough information to actually like extrapolate anything.
Yeah.
So you kind of just think it's a nothing person.
Anytime somebody like begins to tell the story, you always get like well, that's not the whole story. There's more to it, but I'm not gonna say. You have to talk to somebody else.
M. Night Shyamalan Hill.
Like it just, I can't. It almost plays like a video game.
No, that's the point. That's really the point. And we're gonna get into some stuff here.
Okay.
All right, that is just gonna prove that point. So the car won't start.
No, it won't.
I'm not really sure where this road ends because she ran into Silent Hill but managed to still get back to her car.
I'd like to think that she went all the way through Silent Hill to the other end.
Okay, that's fine. We could do that. Meanwhile, daughter's still missing though, so you're kind of just wasting time.
I would have done instead of like, because you know how it like ends.
Yeah.
I probably just would have kept walking and hope the cop didn't see me. The cop was there. Like, the cop would have been there. I don't know. But, like, I just would have went back to the bridge because obviously the bridge is there. Obviously the exit is still right there.
Except it's not, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because they go back to it after
That's
she gets
true.
arrested, and it isn't until she just drives over it, and it just works at the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's right.
So I just want to point out that this police officer is 100% in the right for arresting a woman who fled the scene of a traffic stop with a child that is suspected to have been kidnapped.
Yeah, it really takes her cracking her head off the pavement to start doing her job correctly. That really needed a kickstart there.
At this point, also, cutting back to Sean Bean repeatedly still trying to investigate the disappearance of his wife and child. At one point, he goes to a mechanic and just fucking throws money at him until he tells him where a fucking town is. But there's a throwaway line during that scene where, Silent Hill, you don't want to go there. Breathe enough of those fumes and it'll kill you. Let me light a fat cigarette. Let me just light the fattest fucking cigarette ever.
Yeah, but those fumes, though.
They sure will kill you.
They won't. It's a bad ash. It's you don't want to breathe it.
This is also when Sean Bean runs into that bridge that you mentioned and the detectives thereon, where Jeep Liberty gets name dropped. She drives a Jeep Liberty, specifically a Liberty made by the Jeep company.
And you know what? See what it did to this fence? That's the 4x4 action.
It sure is.
That's the all-terrain
It's a
vehicles.
reinforced bumper. See, if you look just above the belt line, you'll notice that the windows have been made smaller in height so that we could install larger airbags in the side doors.
You know why they call it Liberty, right? Nothing stops it.
Unfortunately, just the air does, though. And also, not the greatest brakes.
I'm gonna say it's the ash in the intake. You know, it's the ash in the intake.
So during the detective meeting and then also his being escorted through town, through Silent Hill, which is also illuminated by daylight again. Let's make that clear. In the real world, it's kind of just a ghost town that's empty. That's kind of just it's a charred town.
It's on fire. It's literally a ghost town that you shouldn't go to because of problems.
This detective's got to fucking lay out his entire life story like anyone cares. This isn't the most important thing in my brain right now. What happens to be the most important thing actually is finding my wife and daughter. You could talk to me all day in about a week and a half about how your father once owned a barbershop. And your bigotry about our big city dreams coming to your small town.
Yeah, you fucking scar-hand motherfucker.
Oh, we hate this is Andrea Cop just saying this as she's arresting Rose, like almost literally being like, you city folk coming down here and disturbing the peace. I was busy fucking pigs and playing a fiddle occasionally, and then you had to show up and build a tower.
Yeah, fuck. And me, clearly out of my jurisdiction, I'm gonna make this arrest. Right here in another town.
Her entire region of patrol is Brams, the other small town that exists.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep, because she's a cop from Brams.
That's cool.
But hey, Silent Hill is Brams adjacent.
Also, on the topic of things that somebody can get away with because of the color of their skin, Rose literally says, "Fuck you, you stupid cop."
Yeah.
If I were to say that to a police officer, well, I got a secret for you. You'd never see me again.
Well, you'd see the autopsy.
Yeah, you'd see my obit in the paper.
But the funeral, it would be a closed.
It would, yeah.
Because of the skull caving, you see.
Yeah, because of the empty head I'd have. Because of the bloated lips and eyes for being choked to death.
You know she takes all this abuse, all this abuse. She takes that anger, bottles it up, and lets it out on the skull of just somebody who's trying to get into an elevator.
Sure fucking does.
Oh boy. That helmet did nothing.
No, it didn't matter worth a lick.
The baton cut through the helmet like a hot knife through butter into a man's skull.
Speaking of that thing happening, I don't know at what foot distance I would be able to recognize something as not being a human, but instead a horrid monstrosity. But I'm gonna say it would be more than 20.
Yeah.
It would be more than proximity required to spit hot tar acid all over my face and body.
Yeah. This cop really doesn't believe that anything weird is going on.
No.
And this happens.
Yeah.
And she's still now, reality is right here, guys. We're based right here in it.
All we have to do is cross that bridge that no longer exists if I were to just turn around and look.
Nah. You stay cuffed, bitch. Yeah, this is first of all, right away, the second I hear it.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not a person. There's no way.
I don't even need to see it.
She does. She has to let it get close enough to do what it did to her.
And then also tell it, I'm a police officer. So here's the thing, though, right, is that you watched it walk to that position.
And not even walk, shamble.
Yep, literally wrote shambling mass in my notes. And you were like, your natural response was to be like, I'm a cop.
Hey, I have a job, you thing. I'm employed.
Anyway, a giant blackened hole in the center mass.
Very anus-like.
Yeah, no, it's a starfish. If I were to see that even in a person and they were standing up and walking toward me, end of interaction.
Right?
I want nothing to do with that.
I'm going to paint this picture.
Yeah.
Nude.
Yep.
No arms.
None.
Spitting acid out of a hole in the chest.
Let's go back to no arms for a second.
Yeah.
No mouth.
No face.
No face whatsoever.
The fact that she didn't... Look, I see that, I go monster.
Yeah.
Whether it's a person or not, I don't care.
So-
You don't have ears, I'm going to say it.
Right
Fuck
to
you.
As a matter of fact, if you come up to me with no ears and you are a person that's regular, call attention to that immediately. Otherwise, this conversation sucks. Because I have to talk to you and look at that, and I gotta not say anything at all.
Well, it doesn't matter if you say anything; they're not gonna hear it.
Patrice O'Neill that's fucking hilarious what you just said. Patrice O'Neill has a joke about talking to a guy, I think like at a bar or something, had a giant goiter on his neck. And at one point during the conversation, he just stopped everything and was like, "You're really just gonna continue to talk to me like I don't see that?"
Yeesh.
Because if you have a thing, right?
Yeah.
Especially in this square, the neck up square.
Yeah.
And it's a thing that's probably more interesting than a bus schedule. I'm not going to be able to hear a word you say until we discuss that.
Yeah. You're going to have to tell me its origin story.
You fucking show up to my house with a unicorn on a leash, and I'm not going to think it's a horse.
Yeah, nope.
Why's that got a horn? That's the first thing out of my mouth. I don't care if my mom's dead.
Well, holy moly. Yeah, so it's like look at it, Jay.
Just all you got to do is look at it.
First of all, it's naked.
That's strike one.
Strike one. Strike one is the gargling I'm hearing coming from around the corner.
From the junkyard where it came from.
The junkyard.
From the filthy landfill of dirty, busted up and burnt cars and old power line towers.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with anything that comes out of there first.
Anything gargling in a junkyard can stay gargling in a junkyard.
Unless it's a cat, and to be honest, if it is one, I don't want it anyway.
It's probably not got a lot of days left.
No.
We'll put it out of its misery.
Yeah.
So sound, nude.
Yeah.
No face.
Chest hole.
Great big anus.
Weeping chest hole.
Shambling. Walking like you both have to shit and piss at the same time.
But you know for a fact there's no bathroom anywhere.
Yeah. The fact that she just didn't like first of all, it's a monster, self-defense, shoot it.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, if it's a person, put it out of its goddamn fucking misery. What kind of life is this?
A bad one.
Shoot it in its head immediately.
Do Silent Hill a favor.
Nobody is going to be like, "Oh, did you even... you can't just shoot that."
Yeah, somebody looks at that corpse and goes, "Oh, geez, that was an overreaction on your part.
Boy,
You're really going outside of your duties as a police officer for killing this thing that should have been dead an hour ago."
It had rights.
Yeah.
And I guess my second point, what's its purpose? Why are you making that?
Probably to do what it does. That's its purpose, beginning and end.
There's just the demon's just like,
to spray cum
there's not
all over a cop.
Liquid acid cum asphalt.
We need more. We need more. Did you see the giant fucking crevice where a road used to be? That needs repaving.
Send in the phallic anuses. It's just a fucking uncircumcised dick with an anus right in the middle of it. And it walks around and gargles.
Yeah, it stumbles around. It limps around like House MD.
So, anyway, nobody's going to be on that thing's side. Just shoot it.
You're right.
Shoot it.
100%.
Yeah, so it sprays acid on her because she lets it get close enough to do that.
That's what I mean.
Why? And then when she takes off the helmet, I wrote, she's T-1000 under there.
Really a dyke in this movie. It's just...
That's not the point I was getting at.
Well, it's the same haircut.
It is.
During this time, while Cop Andrea is dealing with the burning sensation she's feeling all over her head and neck, Rose pieces out. Now,
she sure does.
She's handcuffed, but she does the thing that happens, I would say, too seldom in movies, where she moves her handcuffs from the back to the front.
Yep.
Why does that happen so infrequently? As if it's the easiest fucking thing to do. And it puts your hands in the front where you can use them.
And that you really honestly want them.
100%.
Here's the fun thing about running. Sometimes you fucking fall.
That's right.
And
You want to take that to the face?
you're gonna.
Rose loves to do that, so it's kind of a surprise that she behaved in this way.
Honestly, I'm surprised she didn't have enough skull thickness built up from the just clubbings.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're right. She's like a koala.
Jesus Christ. Just cracking her head off at everything.
So I don't know if you know, but koalas have extraordinarily thick skulls because they so routinely fall out of trees. That's it.
Nice.
I know a lot of information about koala bears that make them disgusting, and that's just one thing.
And you know, like...
It makes their brains much smaller, so they're naturally retarded.
We don't really need that.
No, it defies evolution in the way that it continues to exist.
Yeah, it's just really interesting that the dodo didn't stick around, but we still have that.
Yep. Lemmings.
Yeah, those aren't the brightest things either.
The way that one will jump off a cliff and every one of its friends will be like, that looks like a good idea.
We gotta get down there. That's clearly he knows something's down there. He knows something we don't.
So during Rosa's return to her car, she found one of the defiled, yet undefiled, actually, drawings of her daughters.
Yes.
And that indicates to her, through a wild Sherlock Holmesian level of deductive reasoning, that she needs to go to the school in Silent Hill because her daughter is there. No indication whatsoever that her daughter is at the school. No reason to believe that her daughter would be at the school, or even traipsing around a ghost town by herself, given the fact that she's tethered like a tumor to her mother. However, we need to go to the school. So that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to read a series of fucking bus routes so that I can find... And that's what I was going to say before. Because in order to get around Silent Hill in the video game, you have to read bus stops.
Okay. I like it.
Also, when she gets to the school, she forgets that her daughter is missing because there's cupboards to open.
Yeah.
She just goes into the front office and starts exploring cabinets as if her daughter's hiding in one like a Japanese tourist. However, that's also video game shit because that's where she finds the flashlight.
The Japanese tourists like to be in confined areas?
They have hotels in Japan that are essentially a
all
fucking
right.
dresser drawer that you pull out to sleep in.
All right.
That's
okay. I was just like, is that like a touristy thing? Like, yeah, put me in the box. Put me in there. Watch me be stoic and not care at all.
I wanted to also point... Watch me be focused on business and suits.
Just... Yeah. No, I don't even need to say it.
While she's running, toward the school, there's, well, you don't get to see that yet. She's looking through the fucking cupboards, and then she opens a door, and there's gas mask men on the other side of it.
Miners.
Yeah. Everybody's dressed in coal mine shit. Also, they have a canary.
Yeah, they do.
To indicate to them when there's danger afoot, which I thought was a nice ad.
Well, it's a fucking real life thing.
It is. I appreciated that because coal mine town.
Yeah.
And they're stuck in the past when they were miners, so the techniques are the same. Anyway, good movie thing.
It was good. They do a lot of little things like that. I enjoyed it.
So while she's while she's running from them before they find her, there's hopscotch on the ground in the school yard.
Yeah, there is.
And you start at hell, and you have to get to heaven based on your role.
Is that what it is? I thought it ended in hell. I was just like, that's just dark, guys. Come on.
Heaven was at the top.
Okay.
But the overarching metaphor there being that it's by chance that you get there. Because you have to throw rocks and then jump to it. That's random.
That's true. You know, I never really got that, because why don't you just throw the rock at the end of it?
Well, because it might bounce out and then you don't get to hop.
Throw another rock.
You only have so many.
Don't play the
it's
game.
It's like Yahtzee, bro.
Just hop. If you want to hop.
Yeah. Have a fun time if you want to have a fun time. Why are you assigning rules to, like, whimsy?
Right? How do you... What kind of... Jeez. Like, you're allowed to hop. Just do it. I'm not going to put boxes where you got to hop.
So... I was going to get super pissed off because she only goes into one classroom and then she finds the fresh handprints and thinks that they're from her daughter on the desk that has witch carved in it all over the place.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wonder why.
So I was mad because, just like you miraculously, the singular classroom that you check but there's so much like forced urgency in the scene because she's being chased by minors that it works.
Yeah, sure. Well,
you know,
it just happened to be.
What were you gonna have like fucking her walk through 4 or 5 classrooms and then get like raped, like gang raped by minors?
Good God!
And I mean minors, not minors.
Thank you for clearing that up. What would really upset me was how it was just like, oh, there's a thing that's locked. Oh, here's a key. That key goes in there. Done.
Well, it was the janitor's key ring.
Yeah, lots of keys, Jay.
Three tries. Would you rather she go through the whole ring to make it realistic and sit there and watch that happen on screen?
Well, all I'm saying is, like, if I walk into a room I've never been in and I'm like, oh, here's some keys, I'm not gonna go, well, they obviously go to this right here.
No, you're right.
I'm like, well, what are these keys for? How do I get in here?
How do I know that any of these keys work in any lock in this place?
I'm gonna start trying it, but it's gonna take me a minute.
Yeah.
Does that make me retarded? I don't know. But I'm just going to tell you, she did it too easy.
No, you're right. But it would have, otherwise, how are you going to facilitate the scene where 3 grown men can't beat down an old, dirty, burnt door?
Well, you just don't have those men. I don't know. You make the door thick. You put furniture in front of it.
Oh, you don't just stand with your back to it?
No.
And wait for you to get once again knocked the fuck out by force?
No, you don't. You don't do that, actually.
These giant fucking huge miners' steel-toed boots can't kick through a goddamn wood door from a fire.
No. And I like, it's burnt. It's a burnt old.
That's what I mean. The hinges probably aren't even intact anymore.
You really there shouldn't be any give at all. It should just fall apart. It's been crisped.
I'll tell you this. I didn't need the backstory later on in the movie about the janitor to know that he was a child molester.
Oh boy, no!
I guessed that accurately and correctly the second I saw him pretzeled with barbed wire in a girl's bathroom in a school. That's pretty much all the information I need to draw some conclusions, and they're going to be accurate.
Oh, God, I wish I had put that together. I needed this.
Hey man, why is that grown man naked and contorted?
I thought it was just Silent Hill being Silent Hill.
In the girl's bathroom.
Hey, they're everywhere, man. You think you're going to just not get barbed wired up here? No, it's happening to literally everybody. It's like a thing they do.
I don't know if you noticed. His name's Colin.
I did.
They actually had like a close-up shot of his fucking name tag. Like, who cares? Who cares what his name is?
I fucking wrote it down, and I was like, this is going to come up later.
His name is not, like, his name, it doesn't matter. His name's Colin. That's what he likes to get into.
Yeesh. Yeesh.
That's right.
I just want to make sure everybody heard me say that.
I want to point out that while she's pulling the key out of his mouth, she turns off her flashlight for no reason.
Yeah.
He's dead. I can only assume that's a video game thing as well. As in the game, you can't interact with that without being attacked if you have a flashlight. Because later on, the nurses in the basement, they care the most about light.
Yeah.
Fine. Silent Hill video game stuff.
Sure.
Otherwise, it's a stupid thing in the movie.
It is. And like, she goes and she puts her hand in the dude's mouth, pulls out like a paper. It just says hotel. Again, am I retarded? Because I wouldn't have been like, I gotta go here.
No.
Like, why are people putting garbage in here?
That's weird that somebody stuffed a key for a hotel in this guy's throat.
Was it even a key? I thought it was just a piece of paper that said hotel.
I mean, maybe even that. Regardless, where's my daughter?
Wow, she's not in the bathroom with this man all done up like this.
Also, she manages to try 3 fucking keys, even though the gas mask guy sees her before he can walk the 20 feet to the door to try to get in.
I did notice that. I chose not to, take note of it, but I was like, these guys really don't want to get her.
No, at all. Really cool bottom to top shot that goes over top of the doorway to show her on the one side and then the miners on the other. I liked that.
What is this, like, all these old buildings, what was the plan when we put a window above a door?
It's called a transom. I don't know.
Oh, Oh, fucking just have the name, huh? Oh, I just have the name and the purpose. Oh, let me just see it. Let me just know exactly what that is.
I believe it's
this
for...
very vague thing that I just fucking noticed today. Oh, I've got the history on it. Please do tell.
It's probably, I think, for airflow.
To get the farts out?
Yeah.
You want to get those hot
Sometimes you want
to
do that, but you don't want to open the door because you're ass naked.
It's true.
You know?
I only ever picture it in schools, so I don't
Just any old fucking house. Like any old bed and breakfast, like Parks and Recreation. That's why I know what the name of it is.
Sure. This guy's got a fucking encyclopedia.
So while she's in this fucking bathroom, Silent Hill kicks off again. It's Silent Hill o'clock.
Oh boy.
And
right on the dot too.
Once again, thank you so much for saying right out loud, it's happening again, as if I wouldn't know that.
This one I did. I was like, oh man, I knew that actually.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
The visual cues weren't enough. You know, the fact that things are raining upward.
And certainly the bird going wild and
and them panicking and running away immediately.
Yeah.
Abandoning the entire fucking mission.
Yeah, obviously, no. It's just they had to shit. So all at once together.
One piece of information about this movie I want to share with you is that there's a lot of behind the scenes footage in the DVD, and one of the things is while this janitor is he's in the makeup chair getting dressed up for his part, he starts flicking his tongue like he does in this scene, and you can hear the director go, "That's good. I like that."
So this is his idea.
Improv.
That's not great improv. It's not a
fucking. This is David Koechner's best work here.
So we're cutting back to Sean Bean. For the love of God, we're cutting back to Sean Bean. Whether you like it or not, we're cutting back to Sean Bean and the cop because that's what I said we're doing. All right, that's it.
Listen, sometimes I gotta pop off. What do you want?
We're driving through the town with a loudspeaker being like, I forget your name. My daughter, whose name I've forgotten.
Sharon!
Thank you, Sharon!
Sharon! You ever see, the game Heavy Rain?
I know of it.
So there's a pretty prominent bug in that game where sometimes after your son dies, whose name is Sean, the character that you play won't stop yelling Sean. Like, does it through cutscenes that are like completely Sean! Like minutes later.
It's his son, Jay.
I think it continues until you like save and load. So like you could go and like explore a farm and he's just screaming Sean the whole time.
Well, he's upset about his son dying.
And so is Sean Bean about his daughter because he does it with the exact same energy.
Sharon?
As if
Sharon?
What? What's a fucking Downton Abbey? What?
All British people sound like that.
That's fair.
They either sound like that or they sound like Ozzy Osbourne. And he's like, Sharon! But they all sound like that after a couple beers, so.
Also, if you didn't know that this janitor was a child molester before...
I said we were we were cutting back to Sean Bean and the cop.
Sure, let's go.
No, say it. Tell me, how do we know he's a child molester? The fact that he molested?
By the way, he flicks his tongue like the fucking Serpent of Eden in a girl's bathroom at a school. How's that?
Yeah, that'll do. That's a pretty good indicator, I'd say.
Yeah.
Now we're cutting back.
We sure are, aren't we?
We're cutting back.
You want to cut back so fucking bad.
I want to cut back to Tig and Sean Bean because they're in.
Every time you say Tig, dude, I think of Tig Notaro. Every single time. I wonder how she's doing.
Different Tig.
Yep. There's only 2 people in the world with that first name, though.
Yeah, and honestly, this guy's got a different name. I don't know it. I don't. And it's not. And even on the show, his name isn't Tig. They just call him that. So
yeah. Either
way, we're cutting back to the cop and Sean Bean.
Yeah, we are.
And that's all I have to say. We're yelling for Sharon, and I gotta tell you, it didn't work the first time. It's not really a great method.
The other really good method is to say over the loudspeaker, like, I'm a police officer and I'm here for your safety. Like a fucking robot who is designed to kill humans would say.
Yeah, you know what like I'm not gonna do if I'm a child and I'm afraid is go to a cop because I'm probably gonna be in trouble.
That's a great point. Also, when the cop has a machine on the top of his car that makes him sound like a fucking robot.
Yeah.
If I'm already scared, I'm good.
Sharon, come to your daddy.
Also, like, Why are we only sending 2 guys in one cruiser and one of them's not even a police officer?
Why is he even allowed in?
How about we do like a sweep and search, like you're trying to find a body in the woods,
Or
you know,
you're
organize the town, or at the very least bring the other half dozen cops that you just left on the bridge.
You know, the way you would search for any missing child.
The way you'd search for a cat.
Let me tell you, it's going to be so easy to find this missing child because there's nobody else in this ghost town.
One singular movement. There she is.
Exactly. You're going to hear a sneeze from like 30 blocks away. You're like, oh, she's in the grocery store next to the pomegranates. I smelled that shit on the breeze. Yeah. Why? It's this whole cop thing starts off with like, don't come past the fence. All right, get in here and help me look.
All right,
you're a part of the you're a fucking registered cop now.
Yeah, you got deputized.
There's the word.
Because you know what your wife looks like.
Here's your sheriff hat and your badge.
Perfect.
And your gun and your baton and your drugs to plant. Let's go.
Cut back to and it's weird to have like, it's kind of jarring having like 2 people have a regular conversation in broad daylight and then cutting right back to set piece stairwell where
Not
she's
yet
running downstairs.
No. There's something Tig says that's vaguely important before whatever molesty thing happens on these fucking stairs.
Nothing molesty, just worse.
He says he's talking about how there was a fire and not all of the bodies were recovered.
Yeah.
They couldn't find them all.
He also makes mention of the fact that he grew up in the town and some of the people were scumbags.
Mm-hmm. And the way he's talking makes him seem like, because he's like, yeah, I know that girl. Like, makes it seem like he was a kid when this was going down.
Mm-hmm.
They keep saying like this happened 30 years ago.
Yeah.
How old is this man? Because in this movie he's like 40.
Yep. Well,
when they flash back, he's the same Christing age. He's a fucking cop.
They really don't de-age him with makeup at all.
They change anything.
They change his hat.
They
make his hat older.
They send him back in goddamn time, Jay. 30 years. The dude can't even be 40. He can't be 40.
Alessa was born in as...
he would have to be 60 years old.
According to the birth certificate, this takes place in either the early or the mid-'80s.
It's the 60s. 67 is when the fire starts. I wrote it down.
You wrote that?
30 years from 2000.
For some reason, I thought it was fucking 87.
30 years from 2006. I was 16 in 2006. I'm 33 now. It's been 15 fucking years.
Aging.
Let's
do the math on that. 30 years before 2000.
Yeah,
also,
you do the math because
there's literally no guarantee that this movie took place in 2006.
Oh yeah, no, but hold on. You do the math because I actually wrote down what year they said. And it's going to be really funny when it doesn't add up at all.
If it's 1967 and it's been 30 years, this movie could have taken place in 1997.
You know, that's pretty close. Pretty close to. Hold on, because they wrote it when he's looking up a
fucking Alessa's birth certificate in the fucking old burnt records that they kept for some reason, even though it's horribly smelly.
I don't know. It'll by the end of the podcast I'll have
that's fine.
I'll have a
That's just fine.
Right there. Right there.
Yep.
Oh, my bad, everybody. I took actual factual notes about the town this thing was based on.
Why would you ever do that?
Because I was interested. I'm like, oh, this is a real thing. I'm going to Google it just to make sure I'm not retarded. And I'm just making this up.
Unfortunately, proving the opposite in the process.
Anyway, so here we are. We said that word a lot, and we used it right 2 times. I like that. I like that we use the words. It's bad words we're using. We use naughty words, but we use them correctly.
Occasionally.
That's all that matters. We know what they mean. That's all. We know what we're doing. So I like at the end of this film when Tig's like, yo, get the fuck out of here. I'm spoiling a lot. And Sean Bean's like, I'm going to come back with people who know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tig goes on this long story about how he knows what he's doing. Man, you were doing the same thing the mom was doing. Literally going, Sharon, And obviously it didn't work.
He was just doing it louder.
Yeah, you obviously don't know what you're doing because it's the same fucking thing the mom was doing. It's not working.
Nope.
I just wanted to point that out. Cops are dumb.
Maybe put out an APB.
All cops are bastards.
Okay. Man, given my racial passive, I'm not going to disagree.
There you go. I was going to try an APB all
police bastards. That's
I like that.
the way somebody with Down syndrome would say it.
There you go. That's so respectable. Respectful?
Am I allowed to talk about set piece stairwell now?
Yeah, Jay, let's hear about it. What terrible thing happens?
Well, while she's running away from just Silent Hill as a town, because it's bad now.
Oh, it's not a great place to be.
We get to see the miners getting killed in the same way that people like the servant and the mummy got killed by black scarabs. Just by being consumed by them.
Yeah.
The same way the mummy was sarcophagized.
Oh, yeah.
But she runs down this whole fucking flight of stairs where the whole point of the scene is just to see naked bodies upside down and gutted. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Until she gets to a fucking door that's got a guy with a skin suit behind it. Because that's what Pyramid Head's apron is made of. Human skin.
Have we gotten to the contortionist who's got the back of his head tied to his feet?
Well, yeah, it's the janitor. It's the child molester janitor.
The guy who drags himself through with his penis?
Yes, Silent Hill happens, and he comes out because he's finished in the stall.
No, this is another guy. There's like a dude, and he's screaming, and his feet are touching the back of his...
Same guy, just a different shot. I promise.
All right. I think it's a different guy.
You know what? After this podcast, we're gonna call it up because I know for a fact it's the same guy.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Were you under the impression that was just a random shot of a place in Silent Hill where a guy's screaming?
Well, no, she was there because he comes out and he touches the wall and it gets all vascular.
Yeah, and she runs out before he can get close enough, but he's just left in the bathroom to yell about it.
Okay, all right.
I think probably because when he's on the toilet, he's placed in a position like he needs to sit down to piss.
I mean, he's placed...
So his chin is at the very top, and his head is in the air. But then when he comes out, he's crawling dickwise on the D axis across the floor.
Okay, is this D for dick, of course?
Yeah, the X axe dicks.
That's all that deserved.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I believe it. I believe it. Sure.
Well, you should, because it's what it is.
All right. Well, he got what was coming to him.
No, he did. He did everything to deserve that.
Yeah. As you will find out later, or so have already found out since Jay said it. Yeah. I thought that was... Go on with your bad self.
That's so Pyramid Head. You just get to see fucking Pyramid Head, and he doesn't care because he's busy carrying a large knife.
Yeah, you kind of hear him coming from a long ways away.
You have no choice but to, because he's dragging a glaive everywhere that he goes. He's got a halberd like a Swedish soldier.
Is that what? Does it have a name?
No,
okay.
I don't. It's a fucking. You picture a kitchen knife, but bigger. Big as a person.
Picture one you gotta drag.
Yeah.
Like
Picture
an
one that's
unconscious
too
body.
heavy to lift up despite how jacked your arms are. I don't know where they got the most muscular, skin-covered man. As if people aren't all covered in skin.
Yeah.
He has a little bit extra, though.
Oh, yeah, he's got a whole layer extra.
Yeah.
It's somebody else's.
It's chilly in Silent Hill.
Well, I really enjoy the way he just it's like, I need a jacket, and he just gets a jacket.
He's got no problem getting more of them also.
Oh, yeah.
It's like his favorite thing to do.
He's got a little trick to, when, you bust the banana from the bottom.
Yeah, right.
A little easier to peel that way.
Or opening a Terry's chocolate orange.
Yeah, you smack it, right? There's always a trick.
You whack it on wrap.
His is just grab it by the tit and just twist until everything's wrong.
Worst titty twister. Everything's wrong. Anyway, Rose, for some reason, leans up against a chain link fence that already has a hole in it so that she could fall through and fall asleep again.
Yep. She's
You didn't notice the giant rose-sized hole in the chain link fence? I know that your 110 pounds of weight aren't what broke that.
No.
There's no fucking way. Those keep dogs in.
There was probably a gross man that went through that.
Yeah.
Not by his will.
Just pay attention to what you're leaning against in Silent fucking Hill.
Yeah, maybe don't.
When the alarm bells ring.
You know very well it's covered in ash. Why are you leaning on it?
Also that, yeah, you're just going to get filthy. Also, I want to point out, and it's the first and last time I'm going to say this in this movie, but Rose's dress changes color depending on the gravity of the situation. It starts off gray, it becomes blue-gray, and then later on, it's completely red. For no reason.
Let's say there was a reason.
No explainable reason for it.
Let's just say it was a super deep reason, and that you and I, well, we're not deep enough.
Fine. I didn't get 90s on my university film essays.
No, that's okay. Neither did I. Because I didn't have them. So yeah, why I don't see why she, why does she just gotta like keep fading to black?
Because that's what happens when you go to bed.
Did they just like not have a scene there, or
I think probably
did they just, because it feels like they just didn't put the scene in.
I think just nobody who made this movie has ever fallen asleep in their life, and they just assume it's like that.
Fair.
It's a soft fade as opposed to just you close your eyes and you wake up and it's later.
Yeah,
that's what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Tell me, unless you're dreaming, that's what it is.
I almost wish they just would have had like the animation of the eyes opening, like spreading open. You know how?
Yeah.
That's what I like. I'm catching up on my notes because we got really into this.
Oh yeah.
And I'm getting to the dick across the floor. And then I wrote, instead of having the Midas touch, he has the things get vascular and fleshy touch.
He's got the Diedus touch.
Anyway, all right. I liked it. I would have clicked like on Facebook.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Pyramid Head's probably the best part of this movie for me, mostly because of what he does to flesh.
We cut back to Sean Bean and the cop.
Yeah, we do.
Because it's different dimensions. Oh no, we don't. I just wrote Sean Bean and the cop are in different dimensions.
They are, but we do cut back to them because this is when you get the match cut between Sean Bean and the cop and Rose leaning up against lockers.
Right. Yeah, I missed that one then.
It was really nice because it was them masked up because it's 2006 and COVID hasn't happened, so that's just normal when you don't want to get a respiratory illness.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of pans into darkness and then into Silent Hill, and so I'm pretty sure it was just one long continuous shot.
Oh,
between two sets.
This is where she's like, I smell her.
It's during that time,
her.
yeah.
Yeah, they like run in the same courtyard or something, going opposite directions. Yeah. So this is where the mom again wipes out.
Yeah, she does. This is when she falls through the fence because she falls down like a floor.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way,
also at this time though, to bring us back to Sean Bean recognizing the scent of just a perfume that is bought in a store, the detective, Tig, is 100% confident that neither Rose nor Sharon are in the school, despite the fact that the only evidence that they're going off of is a voicemail where Rose called her husband and said, "I'll be in the school."
Right? Just the evidence, the plain evidence right there in English for you to have.
Hard-hitting detective research done to determine that she's not where she literally said she'd be.
Well, we called her name 3 times.
And we looked on one floor in a hallway.
I didn't hear high-heeled footsteps on a terrible tile floor, so
I didn't hear a child who's psychologically unhinged sleepwalking from classroom to classroom, so they can't be here.
I didn't hear any screaming other than the ones of the people wrapped in barbed wire up their anus. And, I mean, obviously they're screaming for a reason.
It's got nothing to do with Sharon, I hope.
Oof. Actually, it has everything to do with her. Literally the whole thing.
Yeah, it does.
So, there's this wave of bugs coming, and I'll tell you what, when I see a wave of bugs, I just cry. I just cry, and I don't
in real life?
I don't do anything about it until somebody drags me out of there.
Yeah.
You have to physically grab me and drag me out of there. I thought this was Pyramid Head dragging her out of there.
If I'm seeing a Japanese tsunami of bugs, I might freeze.
I even like an American one. Get out of here. That's even bigger.
If I see a Hawaiian wave of bugs.
If I see a Texas-sized wave of oil.
State-sized wave of bugs.
These bugs are awful.
Yeah, no, they are.
And I mean that in the way that if I saw one, I would be upset because they're scary.
I thought you meant it in the way that it's very clearly CGI and upsetting to look at in a movie.
I look past that because
they did the thing where they make stuff look muddy and wet.
That's just CG.
That's what I mean.
That's 2006 CG. You're lucky you
Yeah.
can see polygons. But the faces screaming. Oh,
Yum.
yeah. These bugs are screaming. By the way, as
You
all
know,
bugs,
yeah.
they're like cicadas,
It's
but
quite worse.
yeah, they've got stingers and are like fists that eat you. So the cop doesn't put up with that. She closes the door. One gets through, and like she takes one look at that and goes, "Oof,
Fuck this.
Even,
Fuck it."
Despite the gigantic stinger, she smushes it.
So they're in what I think is like a freight elevator of some kind. And this is, Andrea Cobb to the rescue. Pyramid Head pokes his little blade into the fucking,
he just
through the
kinda
door, cuts through that shit like it's butter.
Yeah, his little tiny blade just goes from one end of the room to the other.
Don't give a fuck. Cop Andrea's like, hand me that pipe. I don't know if you were using your eyes to look, but I happened to be. And it's not a pipe. It's a fucking rod. It's a hard piece of iron protecting you from getting your hands on the blade of a fan.
What I noticed was that she just kind of peeled it off like a sticker.
Like it was nothing.
And
like
then,
it wasn't welded or anything.
And that kept Pyramid Head out, though. They put that in front of the door handles, and that kept him out.
Despite the fact that he just used his big kitchen knife to cut several large holes in a steel door.
Yeah, and reached through and then bent that piece of metal up just slightly.
He just wanted to feel it to make sure it was metal. He wanted to make sure they were safe in there. Okay, you guys are barricated in. That's good. I'll see you later.
Just as I suspected, metal.
Yeah.
I'll get you girls one day.
I fucking hate it. I hate metal. It's my Achilles heel.
Also a couple bullets in the arm. That kind of does it. That's why he gives up.
That's true. Yeah, he does get some of those.
Yeah, it's more. I think it's more the bullets in the arm than the metal.
I'm not sure. Given his ability to do what he does to people, a couple bullets in the arm would be a huge deal.
You wouldn't think,
but here
right?
we are. Yeah.
He just kind of like removes gloves with a swift motion.
Around this time, I started really paying attention to the quality of the CG, and it's almost as if the people who made the movie ran out of budget for practical effects like a third of the way through. Because everything just gets procedurally worse visually. Even that big knife and the door are fake. Even the real stuff. Like, the guy, the acid spitter from the beginning, that was a guy.
That was a guy in a suit.
It was.
All right.
And then they wrapped it in a worse suit made by a computer.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And they've done that. They do that a couple times. Like the fucking burn babies, that was real set design also. And then they encase it in just garbage for some reason.
I don't why.
I don't know.
You kind of
and like it was way worse than like even I remembered.
You're doing it just because you can at that point.
Yeah, exactly. You're not enhancing it. You're making it glaringly obvious that it needs to be enhanced.
In this scene, the cop finally uncuffs her.
Right. Yeah.
Finally.
Now we've earned each other's trust.
Yes. Now that you are right, things aren't quite right here. You're right. There's something amiss.
The way that my helmet burned off of my skull earlier really indicated to me that you might have something here.
And my luscious locks are now gone that I had. The acid.
Yeah, that's not the haircut I chose because of my sexual orientation.
That's not what I was getting. This is a short haircut. Everything's fucking rusty. Let's just keep that in mind. In your mind's eye.
However,
this movie is rust orange.
It is. It's either rust orange or blue gray, or very nice and bright and vibrant. I don't understand how. Yeah, like suddenly, Cop Andrea is cool with being friends, despite the fact that like Rose literally fled the scene of her own arrest earlier.
Yeah.
During an altercation, like you'd probably generally be still like wary of that person.
You honestly should, but you gotta uncuff her.
You do have to at this point. We're in this together.
You're better
like
off
High School Musical.
having both hands, having 4 sets of hands than one set of hands and a stump, you know?
A bird in the hand is worth 2 in Pyramid Head's fucking stomach.
Yeah, jangling around in there. Just fucking... The cop... She asks the question that's on she says the things that everybody's thinking.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know, what the fuck's going on?
It's a great question. You're never going to get an answer.
As the school...
You get an answer from a demon later.
As the school kind of goes from being like rusty to dusty, it's like what has happened? I didn't pick up on this that it was like the night-day cycle that was doing this.
Yeah.
Because the night-day cycle is just kind of like random. Sometimes days are longer than nights. Sometimes nights are longer than days, depending on how much scene you need.
That's right.
And then also, nobody sleeps, but nights happened. Good morning, everybody.
Nobody fucking sleeps. Period in this movie. The only people who sleep are Rose, because she got hit in the head.
And involuntary.
Yeah. And then Sharon at the beginning, and it actually causes more problems than it solves. Like
she's
way
concussed.
more. Yeah.
That's the word.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. So that it took me a little bit to put that together. The air raid sirens mean night's coming.
Yeah.
Night means Pyramid Head is coming.
Sure.
And
minimum.
That means that nobody's coming because you're afraid.
Yeah. Unless that's what you're into.
And some people are.
Yep. This is the part where I mean, it's not the part where I get pissed off. I already was. But this is one of the reasons why I get pissed off is because the detective Tig being deliberately withholding to Sean Bean causes him to put his own life in danger by investigating on his own. So much so that he just straight up says it.
Yeah.
You know, you could have just told the entire story right now, and I would have known enough that I didn't have to go to Silent Hill by myself.
I would have fucking loved for him to get that information right then and there.
Yep.
So that we didn't have to fuzzy our eyes and pretend when he just picks up the phone and is like, I want police records.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't have them? I'm going to get them.
Yeah, that's weird. Oh, and yeah, it wasn't even Tig. It was some bitch on the phone.
Yeah.
Who was just like, yeah, I'm not going to tell you anything, thus prompting you to burgle a place.
This place, where I am right now, because that's where the files are.
Oh my fucking God.
I understand. The files are going to be easy to find. They're the burnt ones.
That's right.
They stand out like a thumb in the room. It's...
Let me guess, though. Generally, when paper burns, it becomes destroyed.
Yeah, it does this fun thing where it ceases.
Yeah.
It
turns to what's in the air in Silent Hill.
Exactly.
As opposed to being perfectly intact and legible, and also the first one that he picks out of the fucking giant boxes of file folders.
Rooms full of paper.
Oh, good. The exact thing I was looking for. This one specific birth certificate. Perfect.
You're really lucky I wasn't paying attention, Sean Bean, or else I would have saw what you did there and called bullshit.
It sure is a good thing I found this right away so nobody knows I'm in here illegally.
Yeah, boy, oh boy, I'm glad the alarm didn't go off when I punched the window of this government building.
Also, who's staying at the records office until pitch black nighttime?
Well, apparently nobody, and they're also forgetting the alarm.
Well, he sits across the street and waits for the one person to lock up and leave who's employed there, and it's like 10 p.m.
God, it's a late night of files.
It must be just so much
the
fucking...
The files are out of control, Jay.
Filing and piling. Certainly not smiling.
Same files, different piles. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't even... Where are we in this fucking movie?
We're at the implication that literally everybody left in the town are fucking Children of the Corn level religious.
There you go. All right. Really, really put a bow on that one, and neat.
That's it.
I think. Are we on our way? We're on our way to the hotel.
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to the hotel.
That's because the paper said hotel, so obviously hotel.
And at the hotel, we find just a woman scrambling for scraps on the ground.
Yep.
And having a rock fight with this fog wraith.
Is it a fight?
It's not.
It just seems like a pelting.
It's a stoning.
It's my favorite. It's just her getting rocks in the...
Yeah.
There's a scene where she's mid-sentence and just rock puts a period right there.
And that's the person that you want to ask for help finding your daughter.
Yeah, please
The
help.
Sharon Tate effigy of a woman this is.
If you could stop stoning this poor elderly woman to
Who's
help me
clearly
find my
not
daughter.
had a shower in months.
Yes, please. My daughter's lost. No, I get it. You've got a handful still. Use them up, then we go.
Use them up.
When they're walking up to the hotel, the cop's like, they used to say that this place is haunted. The whole fucking town is haunted.
Sure is.
The hotel ain't the problem.
Don't worry about the hotel. You got the rest of the town instead.
Yeah, the hotel seems like such a breeze, considering what's around you. Did you see the anus in the middle of that person with no face?
Did you see the goatsy we encountered earlier?
The walking?
Didn't even have to type that into Google this time.
Yeah. My God.
Right here in the horrifying flesh and blood.
If that was a regular goatsy, this is the blue whale of goatsy. This is the giant goatsy that only comes out at rainstorms to warn when something bad is happening. It's the oarfish of
The
anuses.
harbinger of goatsy.
Ah, shit. So yeah, hey, let's just go in there and let's talk to this redhead named Anna.
Sure.
Maybe she'll stop stoning the old lady enough to just tell us part of the story, but not the whole story.
She doesn't even need to exist because we're following Sharon breadcrumbs regardless. I know I need to go to room 111 because I found a painting.
Yeah. I'm really gonna take your nose and put it right in the fecal matter so you can find it. Yeah, here's your daughter's drawing, bitch. Room 111, the first one, the first. Well, okay, maybe not. Maybe 101. I'll give you 101.
I was going to say there's probably 10 more before that.
Depends on which end of the hallway you're coming from.
No,
then.
we need 3 ones because, like, it looks nice on a piece of paper.
I'll tell you what, 666 would not have. I would have turned the movie off.
I would have left my daughter in there.
Yep.
She's lost. I don't even give a fuck if she's in the hotel room. Nah, man, that's 1408.
Yeah, we'll see her at the end of the film. Thanks, Sam. UL Jackson. He's in that, right? I'm pretty sure he's in that. Yeah.
He is. He's the manager of the hotel.
Absolutely, he is. So yeah, this is the hag. I wrote the hag is cast out. She calls her a sinner.
Yeah.
And oh my God. Oh, all right. So that's right. Because she's like, yeah, I lost my child. And then Rose is like, stop. She lost her child too. And she's like, yeah, well, she's a sinner. She deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, how dare she have sex and then have that child?
But, oh.
She deserves to have that child.
Kind of like the opposite of how most religions work in that way.
Yeah. It's almost like they're, I don't know, solving problems.
Oh, yeah. I meant to mention, I just read this in my notes. While Sean Bean is on the phone with his record keeper who's stonewalling him from getting information, all he says, his entire argument is, it's an emergency.
Hey, I really need this.
About as convincing as an Indian scammer over the phone.
I need this real bad. You don't understand.
Please
Don't talk to anybody. Just give me the gift card. So yeah, here we go. Let's go to the room. No, just kidding. We're going back to Sean Bean.
Yeah, we are.
Because this movie cuts back and forth.
Every few seconds.
It's like every other scene is just another scene. What the fuck?
Like a movie?
Yeah. You get it. Yeah. So this is the scene of him breaking into the record place. We kind of got ahead of ourselves.
No, it's fine.
He finds
Explain
the
whole
boxes.
fucking thing. Who cares?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to, because it's really fucking dumb. But I will point out. So he opens this box. He pulls out the files. The files basically say the mom took the daughter to the hotel with some people.
Yeah.
The people took the daughter.
Yeah.
And when they found her, she's burnt.
Mm-hmm. I think it's illustrated through a flashback.
It is later, but at this point, I'm just pausing it and reading what isn't under his hand. And then there's photos of it. So he goes and opens it. First of all, I'm pretty sure the second photo in is just Pyramid Head.
Oh, good.
It's just an
I was writing during this whole shit.
It's a shadowed, angular point. It just looks like a pyramid head.
Yep. Fine.
And then I kind of stopped paying attention. That's that. That's what I'm saying. That's where the scene ends.
How about another question about him finding just the records that a person existed once in Silent Hill named A. Gillespie. Neither of those names are his or his wife's or his daughter's.
That's true.
So why is any of this information meaningful to him even remotely?
I think the cop's name was Gillespie. The file was filed by the cop who is of nebulous age.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. Hey, when did the Silent Hill video game come out?
I couldn't tell you, but I'm pretty sure 90s.
Yeah, was it 97?
Probably.
When this movie probably takes place?
Like
There
I
we
said
go.
earlier.
There we go. And then,
All right.
the timeline
That's
works
weird.
out.
So I was fucking right.
But this cop.
It's weird how I was right.
But this fucking cop, though, he still is ageless.
Yeah,
He's
no,
a
he is.
goddamn
No, he
vampire.
is. You could do 15 You could do a flashback back to the fucking Victorian era. He's still gonna look 35.
All it would have taken was to get a younger actor and show that he burnt his hands.
Smooth his crow's feet.
That too.
10 minutes in a makeup chair.
Shaky the camera a little bit so that you don't get a good look at him, you know?
Yeah, any of those options.
All you had to do was show that this man burned his hands. I would have put it together because I know the cop had burnt hands. That's all I'm saying. Then I wouldn't be like, well, how old is this guy? 60, 30, 20, 40, 80, 90? What is he?
And that's what I wrote here too. So because Sharon just has a burn scar on her hand, you immediately just know that she's the orphan in the records you searched for, as if other houses just never burned down.
Right?
She's
Kids don't
got
play
a
with fire.
blemish, dude.
Kids never play with fire.
I probably have a scar on my palm from touching a stove once.
Nah, never. That would never happen to a child
it would
ever.
never happen. Yeah,
Nothing ever happens ever.
That's right.
So we're back in the hallway here, looking for this room that doesn't exist.
Right.
Or does it?
Oh.
Maybe they have it hidden because it's a witch burning room.
Yeah, and we're gonna Shawshank Redemption open a painting.
A painting of a burning witch.
That's weird.
Oh wow, we really figured that one out.
You might as well have just written on the wall, "It's in here."
You might as well have not had the painting there and just fucking picked the goddamn numbers off the door and had the outline or some shit.
This is the door, guys. Just in fucking a neon sign. The only electricity in the whole town.
Should have just had a neon sign that said witch hole. Just an arrow that goes. Zzz, zzz, zzz.
While we're exploring this fucking hotel, this is where we get the entire fucking Anna's full story about why they burned who they burned. Mm-hmm. And it was to prevent the apocalypse.
Sure.
Anna, look around. You're in it. You're fucking in it, bro. You didn't prevent shit. You burned people for no goddamn reason because locking the doors at night isn't enough to not die. You're in hell, man.
Yeah.
It's raining ash all the time. I don't understand, does Satan literally need to come out of a manhole and be like, welcome home?
He pretty much does.
And also,
He degloves Anna pretty quickly.
If Satan's pyramid head, then that's literally what happens in the movie. Who are you fooling?
Apparently, a whole handful of people who are wearing charred black clothes as if they weren't just in a goddamn fire.
No, they were just in a goddamn hymn video.
It's fucking Corpse Bride, the live action.
Fucking Nightmare Before Christmas in this church every day of the year.
Everybody's got a veil is what we're trying to say.
Everybody's got a veil, and you got one guy who looks like literally one of the kids. He looks like Malachi grew up and dyed his hair because of his goth phase.
He's the guy who gets stabbed at the end, huh?
I'm pretty sure he's the bar owner in American Mary. Oh. Either that or he fucking looks exactly like him.
Let me tell you, I did see somebody and I went, oh, he looks familiar, but I had forgotten about American Mary. I kind of wiped...
Rightfully so.
I wiped everything that didn't matter out of my mind.
That's for the best, and I apologize.
Jesus Christ.
We just need a big-nosed golem man. Oh, I know exactly who. You ever see American Mary?
No, actually.
Oh, well, there's a bar owner with a Prince Albert in that movie.
You're giving me too much information.
Oh, boy, he would fit this bill.
Now...
This duck bill because the size of his fucking nose.
We don't need to see his penis in this.
No, we don't. It's probably better that we didn't because
it's good to know that he has
that it's shriveled.
So fucking here we are. Room 101. That's it. It's right here. We cut through the painting. Here we are.
Yeah.
Open it up. There's a big old hole in the wall that goes to another building. Boy, oh boy, I didn't see that coming. Boy, oh boy. Why didn't we just go to the other building? The other building that's clearly connected to this one secretly, and I can tell that from the ground floor. Yeah, absolutely. You know the way there's a great big hole and a draft that enters both buildings? this was a functional hotel with this great big hole in the side of the building.
Yeah, people don't ask questions in Silent Hill, okay? They just obey God's word.
Apparently.
It's a very strong word.
That's a shit fucking word.
All right.
So we go through. We're jumping through the hole. This is if you didn't know, this is the sacrifice room.
Yep.
There's a little grill they grill babies on.
It is. Yeah.
It's literally a grill they grill babies on.
And then what's in the corner?
Boy, oh boy, is it a crying child?
Yeah, like nightmares? Like
Yeah.
how nightmares are?
Yeah, the way they don't face you ever, and they just face the corner and cry for seemingly no reason.
So what I'm going to do, because this is just a white girl, immediately I'm going to assume it's my daughter. And I'm going to traverse a series of extremely dangerous steel beams on this hunch.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even going to call her name to get her to turn around. I'm just going to...
Nah, I'm going to go up because I'm convicted.
Yeah, I got tunnel vision. I don't see this gigantic hole where they throw dead kids down.
Doesn't matter because there's a girl in a corner.
Girl in a corner.
And you know what? If it's not her daughter, she just lives in this. Leave her.
She's used to it.
It's fine. I look at her hair and tell me that it's not.
Yeah, she's... yeah, she's getting regular showers.
Nobody who gets burnt in this movie gets a shower after.
So I might even be on this next page. Here we go. Yes, I wrote metal tube swinging over pit because all she does, the girl cop goes, "Hey, get back over here!"
Yeah, that's
and
it.
she grabs this metal tube and goes, "Ugh!" And
yeah.
I hit the mic again because I'm so angry about this. She yanks on it, and it has some give. Like, it loosens in a bad way that you don't want to put all your weight on.
Something that you wouldn't swing on, for example.
But in a pinch,
Yeah.
it's just perfectly fine and nothing bad happens. In a scene where you think something bad is going to happen, the fact that they showed it at all, beyond, I didn't need to see it.
Yeah. No.
She's not going to fall down there? Why?
What you're going to get instead, though, is... this child actor just reaching out for a hug and then CGI fire while she says, "I'm burning." Now, with that being said, creepy as fuck, little kid.
Quite.
Fucking creepy as fuck, little kid that's going to haunt my dreams for a week. It would be longer if it weren't cut by the CGI. But good goddamn, this creepy kid's face. All right?
And now, I mean, of all the things that are going to be CGI, you can't really just go setting kids on fire. I think there's... regulations.
Fair enough. Also, to your point about this fucking giant grab pipe chain scene, I do like that it's a full set that all the characters in the scene are interacting with. Like, like they're just actually walking across steel beams or whatever the fuck. I'm sure it's not actually steel beams over a pit, but that there's shit that's being touched by characters instead of just putting a person in a scene and then having things happen invisibly around them.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah,
so
I'm with you.
They do a decent job practically.
They did a pretty good job. I'm not going to lie. But then...
well, Silent Hill time.
Yeah, now everything's going to get wet in CG. Get ready.
It sure is. The canary is not the only time in the movie that birds indicate that trouble is coming.
Yeah.
As they're running down the street toward the church, also the birds are flying away from the same danger that they're trying to escape.
That's right. Yeah, I did notice that. That's good little, would you even call it an Easter egg? Oh, it's kind of in your face a little bit.
No, it's not an Easter egg at all. It's just something you notice if you pay attention.
I do enjoy paying attention.
Yeah, no, it is nice when you're watching something.
So we get to this church because nighttime's coming now. It's just that time. And you know how it just was? Mm-hmm. It is again.
Surprise.
Yep.
It's been an hour.
It's like every other hour.
So and somebody turned on the accelerator in DayZ.
And like what I'm thinking is like this air raid siren does it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. She's
Pyramid
like,
Head just climbs the tower and presses a button like, I'm hungry now.
I was thinking more like the church lady's like, hey, you know what? You guys have been out there for too long.
Fucking come home.
Let me show you what's scary. So we get there, and like all these people that Anna has been talking about, the redheaded lady with the cans who just pelts this helpless old lady with rocks.
Yep.
They all kind of like come out of the
Redheaded
woodwork.
lady with the cans. Ironically, she's like an A cup.
She's not much cup at the end of this.
Although she could fit in one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she should probably run faster. given that she knows exactly what's coming and what it does?
Nah, she's way more concerned with throwing rocks at this fucking... Oh, my God. So
here's the thing, man. Who gives a shit about that woman right now? Because Pyramid Head is down the block.
Well, she needed to get a rock in her face. That's just... it's just you see her and you can't not. She had it coming, is what I'm trying to say.
All these people running back during the, like, air raid siren shit... they're using canaries to indicate when the danger's coming. So, like, okay, clocks don't work. You don't have a watch on.
Well, like nighttime sneaks up, apparently.
Also, I understand that you're scavenging, but why are you doing it so far away from the only safe place in the entire town? So far away that you need to run back and you might not make it.
How long have they been? You've been scavenging for 30 years?
Apparently.
What's left? What's left that's still good to eat?
How haven't you starved? All of you.
There's literally a cliff around the town. You can't leave. What is left?
Cans.
Where's the food?
Cans. Unlabeled cans.
How? It's been 30 years.
They're really bad at scavenging.
Apparently.
Look at how gaunt everyone is.
Well,
they're sharing a bread.
One singular. Everybody comes back. They're not carrying a thing.
No, also that's true, yeah.
So,
also,
they are
pretty
bad.
Bogged down by the church attire they insist on wearing 24/7.
It's modest. It's, you
got to be pure and chaste for our Silent Hill god who's actually Satan.
Wink. So the hag is there, and she's like, hey, guys, warning. Vague warning. Everybody don't. Vague warning.
Yep.
And then, for all her trouble... She gets a rock right in her goddamn face.
It's her own goddamn fault for talking like a Bridge Riddler all movie.
Yeah, the Bridge Riddler.
You gotta solve my fucking... Yeah, you gotta solve my riddles 3 in order to get into the Silent Hill church. Into the fire she swallowed their hate. The fuck does that mean, bitch? That's a weird way to say your child got killed.
Here comes a rock into your face! She pegs this old lady in the face with a rock... And the old lady, she does this. She throws up the devil horns.
Yeah.
You know why?
Well, it's a curse.
No, this wards off evil spirits.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, for her.
I believe it's called the Moloch.
It could be.
I might be wrong on that.
I did the devil horns. It is the devil horns, but the devil horns came from this.
Created by Ronnie James Dio.
Yes.
Whose mother was a gypsy and actually used that, but I thought it was to curse people. Like in passing, like I hope you trip on a rock type thing.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was funny because she does that, and then and she's safe from Pyramid Head. Pyramid Head just kind of pops up behind Anne as she's readying up another rock.
Yeah,
a big sharp rock.
Oh, the one that would finish the job.
Yeah, she just like plucked it from the edge of the stairs. Like it's a sharp rock. She just broke it.
Step.
She broke it off the step. It's granite. It's a marble slab.
It's a marble slab. No ice cream in sight.
I wouldn't even want it to be ashy.
Yeah, no, gross.
So,
Doesn't matter that she's got the rock, though.
She's so concerned with hitting this old lady with a rock that, that she doesn't notice the great big pyramid-headed man grabbing her by the throat.
And really what he's trying to do is a favor for her. Hey, you look warm. How about you take a couple layers off?
What are you wearing, burlap? Let me get that off.
Yeah.
I didn't get enough of it off, apparently.
Let me get off the rest.
Yeah, this skin kind of is a little dry and clammy, huh?
What we're getting at here is that he grabs an entire a handful of chest and then turns it until it's off.
He gets both of her tits in his hand.
And then
he palms both of them.
And apparently he moonlights as a painter because then he decides to coat the church with her.
Oh, my God. And this is a regular day in Silent Hill because nobody bats a fucking eye in that church.
Also, Rose sticking her head out the fucking semi-ajar door doesn't get any blood on her face.
Does she not? Because blood comes through.
It was everywhere else in the scene.
Good. So, witch. You're all witches.
Yeah, everyone.
Witches.
Weird.
Two new things, witches.
Two new things.
New different witches.
Causes a commotion. I guess none of these people have ever seen a gun before because it takes one shot fired in the air to shut everyone up.
Oh my God. Yeah. So who's this lady in charge? Because I just called her lady in charge, and it's like It's a lot to write.
Based on how everybody looks and dresses in here, I can only assume that she is the volunteer at a domestic violence shelter.
It's kind of what it seems like.
Everybody here looks like they're escaping being, like, in trouble.
I mean, it is. It's a sanctuary. She even says, this is a sanctuary.
Yeah.
What's her name? She's got a regular ass name.
Elizabeth Bathory.
Sure, we'll
Because
call
that's
her.
who the fuck she looks like.
Yep. She fucking right in the goddamn game, huh?
You look at Elizabeth Bathory in the movie Stay Alive, and you tell me it doesn't look like this woman in a different dress.
God damn it! Oh, my back.
I heard that.
That was
My knees do that twice a day.
That was like my vertebrae just popping apart for a second.
No. It was righting itself. That's what that feels like.
So she comes out and she's like, hey, witches, please. She's just like, hey, blah, blah, blah.
Witch-us.
Hey, I'm in charge here, obviously, because I'm the only one not wearing burnt black.
I'm the only one that's seen running water recently.
Hey, and if you paid attention, I was also the principal at the school, but don't worry about that right now.
Yeah, I was also I was the principal at the school where right on the wall above everything, once Rose gets the flashlight, literally it's like a picture of saints and the word obey, and then right beside it, a picture of God.
Yep.
Fucking thanks for that.
Yep.
Just punch me in the face with it.
You know, it really, it does not. I'm not surprised that she was the principal of the school, considering what she let fly.
Yeah.
In every flashback of this young girl, she's getting pelted with books.
That's
and they're calling her a witch.
And
it's the
sinful,
same shit.
And a sinner and the devil.
And she didn't fucking age either. She doesn't age one bit in that 30 years.
Well, she's probably immortal. She just found the fountain of youth late.
Right. She is dead.
Yeah. Any religion that the leader of it says, let us pray, and then there's incantations like a seance, is probably either evil or abusive.
And honestly,
those are the two options that you get.
Being abusive, that's kind of evil.
It's a little bit evil, yeah. Unless you're abusing like people, like serial killers.
I really like the 9-foot tall painting of a burning witch in the background.
Just in case you're wondering what we're about.
Yeah, we had that commissioned. That's actually last Wednesday is what we call it because it was last Thursday. Funny joke around here. Yeah, we burnt that cunt. We burnt her alive. She screamed. She wasn't even a witch. We just wanted to do it.
It doesn't fucking matter if they are or not.
She had a cell phone, and I was like, what's that? She showed me how to play solitaire. We burned her.
She blew a candle out from across the room.
So you know she went up on the ladder.
Fuck.
Then the ladder is what they burn people on.
Yeah. Because they ran out of black wrought iron.
Oh my God. So this woman's like, Mayanna.
It's funny.
These people are witches and this is their fault.
I got to go back so that I can agree with you. You're talking about how you think that she's in control of the fucking siren. And right here, and I forgot that I wrote it, but I wrote, this priestess probably is timed out exactly when this goes on and off so that she can start a prayer.
Yeah, and then be like, yeah, this is what's happening.
Yep.
The prayer's making it better. See?
Yep,
See?
exactly that.
Oh my God. So they all pray, and then it's daylight again.
Yep. And Sean Bean accosting a man for information on a 40-year-old who resembles his adoptive daughter.
Yep, pretty much.
That's what that is.
And then also shaking a nun in an orphanage.
That's same conversation.
Literally shaking a nun.
That's right.
Down for information.
Who doesn't have it from 30 years ago. Just because two people look alike.
And just because you adopted somebody doesn't mean you get to have every piece of information ever.
I would argue you should get every piece of information. When I adopted my cat, they gave me a book full of information about the cat.
Were they like, here's its mom and dad.
Fair enough.
Slut and guy who fucked her.
Fair enough.
Because he's not a slut. Only she is.
Also,
burn her.
You got her from an orphanage. Parents?
We can agree that there probably was none.
Yep.
Obviously, they wanted to be unnamed, or else it would have been.
Even if there were parents, it doesn't matter because I don't know who they are, or else she wouldn't be here.
Yeah, it's kind of like It's kind of like a bag of nickels, you know? You throw another nickel in there, they're all the same nickel.
Yeah, they are.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
None of it matters.
Don't put it anywhere, just not in your pocket.
It's
Otherwise, it gets mixed in with the others. It becomes just a coin,
Exactly.
which it is.
They're just children without parents.
I just did the entire fucking Javier Bardem monologue from No Country for Old Men.
Oh, fuck. And then,
Yeah, with an air gun that's
Yep.
used to kill cows.
oh, God. We should just do that movie.
It's
I don't even care.
arguably more humane than a fucking sledgehammer because that's what it was before.
You're absolutely correct, it is. Because well, I mean, don't guess
well, the
what.
hammer doesn't really work all that well.
That's exactly what. Sometimes it takes a number of swings. I think they find the pressurized air driving a spike dead into the brain
Yeah.
does the trick the first time. And if it doesn't, the cow is probably fine with it.
Also, you've got more problems than just getting beef if it doesn't work the first time.
Yeah.
It's not just a cow in there. That's Satan.
The milk is hot. The cow, it is not.
We've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate, and in Baldur's Gate, there's talk to animals as a spell.
Okay.
And one of the animals you can talk to is a cow. That's a monster disguised as a cow, and he gives you very cryptic conversational options that, if you have a brain, make you go, probably shouldn't fuck with this cow.
It's weird. Not a lot of cows I wouldn't fuck with.
Yeah, that's one. It's not because of the horns. You're messing with a different kind of bull.
In this scene, the nun's like, it's not just her story, it's all of our story. It's a big story. I'm not going to tell it to you, though. Here's Tig from Sons of Anarchy to tell you more.
Also, I'm not going to explain why we all hate out-of-towners. It's subtly just true.
It's just a thing we do as just a town. We love it. We hate it. We love to hate it.
This fucking bitch keeps harping on about how their faith is the only one keeping the hells at bay.
Yeah, they say a lot of that.
Go outside.
Yeah.
Go outside right now.
I tell you.
How's that working for you?
Not much at bay.
No.
It's kind of right up here in
very much the opposite.
We're kind of soaking in it.
Kind of really seems like they have free reign of everything.
Yeah, there's not a lot we're allowed to do here, considering.
At bay, they've stormed the beach. Mm-hmm. This is Normandy out here now.
God, what's the point? Just go what? Just let them deglove you and get it over with.
At this point, Rose and Andrea Kopp have a conversation where Andrea Kopp says essentially, I knew that was your daughter from the moment I saw her. Lie. That's a fucking bold-faced lie, because if that were the case, why did you follow her, questioning whether or not that was her daughter?
Also, she's adopted, so no, she ain't.
What resemblance are you seeing?
Yeah, sure, they're parents, but there's no blood. So you don't know fucking shit.
No, you don't. No, you're just saying things at this point.
Yeah.
Remember, like 3 hours ago when you were accusing me of dropping her in a hole?
Oh yeah, that's a whole thing. This lady cop.
That's what I was saying about the PTSD that she has about the situation and why she's so intense about it.
Yeah, I think she lightly touches on it, how like some guy stole a kid and threw it down a hole.
She does, and then also Tig says it again.
Later on, you get
as if you didn't hear the story the first fucking time.
Do you need it more detailed and from a man this time? Don't worry. Don't worry. So. Yeah,
Cybil is her fucking name, by the way.
Cybil?
The cop, yeah.
Oh, that's an old lady's name.
Yeah, you get Cybil, and you get Sharon, and you get Alessa.
None of those names are good until you're 70.
All these names are from like the time period when doilies were created.
The very first doily created by Cybil Sharon Ginberg.
I'm just thinking of fucking Chester County.
Yes. Oh my God. Chester County. This is a hole.
See this guy here? He whacks off the pictures of dogs.
This is Sir Edward Tunt used to stick his cock in this hole every day at noon.
Oh shit. Gregonius was her name, and she liked doggy style. Oh my fucking God. Look up Chester County CKY when
Good
you
luck
get a
finding
chance.
it, but...
Oh, it's right on YouTube for free,
Oh, thank
dude.
God. All right. Then go enjoy it immediately.
Man.
Yeah, the leader's like, hey, what did we say her name? No, we didn't even get her name.
No,
Leader
I don't
lady.
know. I just what did I call her? I just called her the priestess.
Old ass bitch name.
Yep.
She's like, well, where did y'all come from? Because we've been to the edge and ain't much to see. How'd you get here? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like some answers and some stuff happens.
CGI.
She wants to know about their faith. It's a whole lot of like lordy stuff. Where's the girl? Well, the demon knows.
Rose really tiptoes around the fact that she's an atheist.
Mm-hmm. Well, she shouldn't say that here. This is not the place.
Bad.
Rose,
Yeah.
not the place.
No.
So the demon knows where your daughter is. Okay, let's cut back to Tig and Bean here.
Sure.
Tig and Bean. Tig's like, yo,
Worst
Homer
detective
jail.
comedy show ever.
Yeah.
Tig and Bean.
Tig and Bean. Because one's a dog. Which one?
It doesn't matter. They both suck at it.
So he's like, go home or go to jail. This is that.
Yeah.
That's all you get. All right, back to Silent Hill again. Oh man, we're gearing up to go talk to a demon.
Yeah.
By gearing up, we're putting on mining outfits.
That'll help.
Yeah. The problem was we weren't protected from the dust.
Yeah, we weren't bogged down enough by our outfits.
Yeah, we really needed heavy, thick,
Yeah.
heavy.
The only thing that's keeping the demons at bay is stomping around.
Scaring the hell out of them with these steel toes. So
map memorization scene, again, video game thing, but also pretty cool.
yeah, there's a little bit in here where at some point she drops this locket.
Yeah.
Priestess picks it up, doesn't
Like
look
a
at
fucking
it.
thief.
Knows where it came from.
My
doesn't
thing
look
is,
at it.
she gives a look as she's walking up those stairs as if she did look at it. And then she was just waiting for the chance to be able to point her fingers.
Yeah.
But then also when it's open and she's handing it back, there's a realization moment there as well. So movie, pick one,
Please do.
but fine.
Yeah. I would see you got him in a corner. Definitely now's the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, then she's like, oh, wait a minute. The locket is open. So on the map, she's like, hey, B151, that's the room.
Yeah.
Basement 151.
Why do you know that?
Because that's where the demon is, Jay. And obviously, the game. They just know.
Yeah.
They've played Silent Hill. They know.
Fine.
It's 1997, Jay. Everybody's playing it. And this is where she's like, oh, we've been scavenging for so long. I just can't take this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, witch!
Your daughter looks like a dead bitch!
And that makes you a witch!
Your daughter looks like this bitch we tried to burn 30 years ago.
You witch bitch!
Weird. It's weird how human beings pretty much have a set way of looking.
Yeah.
Suddenly, yeah. Andrea's priority, Cop Andrea, or Cybil's priority is no longer saving a child. It's just beating the shit out of everyone nearby.
Yeah, if you thought this was going to be a problem, don't worry. Police brutality.
Basically kicks Rose into the elevator and says, go by your fucking self. I'm busy.
Go by your fucking self. And then caves a man's head in with a
That does
baton.
happen. Yeah. It wields that thing like a troll's club.
I got to get him out of the door. What can you do? He wasn't listening to reason.
I really didn't like how CGI this fucking elevator was. It was really, really CGI.
I didn't enjoy how far down the basement was, Jay.
Oh, well, she's going to hell.
It's B1.
She's going to hell, though.
Jay, it's B1.
It's in hell now.
Jay, it's not H1, it's B1.
B stands for Beelzebub.
Then we don't need the book anymore.
Balthazar.
Then we're just making it up as we go. All right. Take the rule book and Dr. House it out the fucking window. Because he doesn't need it.
Listen, we're in hell. There's no rules.
Rule book? Oh, we won't be needing this. We're in B1.
Yeah, that's right.
It took me 15 minutes of down to get here.
Better behave.
I'd hate to see
Be advised. We're in hell.
which is a hospital, by the way.
Hellspital. Well, that's how I feel about hospitals, so that's fine.
Yeah,
My worst fucking nightmare.
I feel like everybody feels like that, and it's really fun that we as a people just make it like that, you know?
Yeah, make it bad.
You know,
to be at the place to get fixed.
You're a shithole person in a hospital, being a shithead, making it bad for everybody. And then like people got to work there too.
Yeah.
And that just doesn't. That,
I see what
that
you're
ruins
saying.
their day.
I was more so thinking about how like it takes fucking 7 hours to get diagnosed with the sniffles, but
that too. We were working up to that.
yeah.
It's just like you're in the hospital. Try and make it better for everybody. You know.
No, you're right. Nobody wants to be there. Everybody who's in the hospital has a problem that brought them to the hospital.
Yeah, this should be a reminder that life, well, it's fragile, isn't it?
I used to work with a guy who got T-boned once, and he got a concussion.
Oh my god!
And the text message that he sent out apparently was, we all just kind of think we're invincible, don't we?
What the fuck does that mean out of context?
Jesus Christ, dude. Were you faced with death? Did you stare the Grim Reaper in the eyes?
My god.
Fuck.
It's like postpartum depression, but for being T-boned. My lord.
Holy fuck.
Before she goes down in the elevator, they're like, hey, here's a flashlight. They like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bye.
Peace.
Figure it out.
Peace. How about like a gun?
How about it? How about a gun? Well,
turns out for the nurses anyway, it doesn't matter to have one because all you got to do is kind of get up in their business and then they just go hog wild.
They startle easily. They're
they do.
They're like a herd of cattle, you know?
Their response to being startled is to stab anything.
Well, yeah, they've
literally anything at all. It doesn't matter what. What is that, a fleshy sound near me? I'll stab it.
Were they stabbed? I thought they were just flailing and happened to have like blades.
They're scalpels, I think.
Yeah, they are scalpels.
But yeah, like I mean, they're stabbing in the way that you would feel around in the dark for your phone.
Yeah, they are.
Just what's close?
I felt something. Getting wet. I'm getting wet. Real wet. What's this?
That's how she gets past that. She just fucking drops the flashlight on the floor.
Yeah, so these nurses, I just wanted to point out, they must have just seen the Thriller music video, because that's what they do. They do the shambling zombie thriller,
zombie shamble dance combination. Yeah,
I'm doing the shoulder dip.
Yeah, that
picture it in your head.
It's missing the overhead clap, but you get everything else.
Well, that would be 2 on the nose.
Yeah.
So she realizes, oh, they like the light. They're coming towards because of the light. She turns it off. They kind of stop.
Yeah.
And then she's like, all right, well, I'm just going to sneak through. And then that's just a bloodbath.
It causes a problem.
They stab everybody but her.
Like somebody who's afraid of rats.
Why do I remember these things being the scariest thing in the movie when that happens?
I think maybe because when you watched it, it was easier to put yourself in the position of somebody surrounded by threats.
Maybe. I guess I was.
That's all.
I was at least
You're not
16.
going to be scared of a fucking hog-tied child molester. I mean, you would be, but not at 15 probably. You could probably hold your own by then.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't even put it together. He was one, so he was just a guy. And I was like, I'm not afraid of a guy. That's for sure. That's for God. They're everywhere.
See, exactly. And Pyramid Head is just, I mean, he's a chef.
He is a chef.
That's it. You just don't want to eat it.
I'm just trying to think of something that doesn't have the skin. What's I think there's a name. Is it filleting? It's filleting. No, it's filleting the cut of meat.
You're thinking of flaying.
Filleting.
Yeah.
And what did I say?
Filleting, which is what the cut of meat. Fillet is the cut of meat, and to flay, which is the verb, is what you were trying to. Yeah.
And filet-o-fish is just a whole other thing.
Well, it's the same. Yeah.
So yeah, there's an orgy of violence. She gets through it, and then she gets to this door that is the door. It's the door, and you open it up. Big white light in your face. No wonder the nurses were right there because they were all just in front of the door. That door must have gotten opened when they brought the girl in.
Somebody knocked it open, and those nurses were like, "Fuck!"
It's a swinging doors. So every once in a while a breeze comes in, just opens a little bit, like, oh no.
And they got to photosynthesize because there's no natural light down there.
No.
How else are they going to grow?
The fucking sun's clouded.
Their vitamin, whatever vitamin the sun gives you that I can never remember, and it's D because every time I say that, you go sunny D.
The big fat D.
Yep.
It's the sunny one.
It's just in high spirits.
Yeah. Oh, I wrote Imagine Weeping Angels but with scalpels. So that's that. And so here we are. We're finally in the room with the demon who is a burnt person.
That's what that is. That's right.
So burnt they can't do anything. Just
So
they're just melted flesh.
And this is when we get the whole flashback story exposition from the demon herself, dressed as a young girl. And during this backstory, which I wanted to point out, 30 years ago is when this happened. That's why it's old film grain, like old-timey.
Oh, yeah.
That was a nice fucking touch to
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I liked that a lot.
All right.
However, during this story, we learned that this cult's least favorite things on Earth are people who open their puss too early and children. Children who do nothing at all. Children who do nothing but exist and get raped. That's it. During this story, fucking Alessa goes, oh, here was what my childhood was like. You know, where I was mercilessly bullied to the point where I got touched by a man?
You know what happens to little girls when they get left alone.
And the teacher hated that so bad that she set me on fire.
America. That's just church logic right there.
Fantastic.
Church logic.
I liked the part where, like, her idea of hurting a person is just a nurse being scared of her job.
Yeah.
Because this fucking so the whole story is they put her on this fucking this crucible made of wrought iron over top of basically a barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
And through no fault of anyone's, one of the chains breaks and causes a giant fire that kills everybody because they do it in the basement of a hotel where there's no escapes. There's no doors out. Or it's at the church. Either way, nobody can run fast enough to elude fire on a curtain. Regardless, so she survives impossibly. It's all good. This is when we learn also how the Tig, the detective, got his hands burnt because he was opening just unlocking the chains with no key whatsoever. So good job.
Just moving pieces of metal out of the way.
Yeah, not waiting to cool them down or anything. But so they put her in this fucking, I can only assume it's some kind of like oxygen barrier container for the sake of her skin.
Yeah, it's like probably like a bacteria-free kind of.
Because let's make this clear also. She looks like a seared tuna.
She looks, well, dry.
You know how you make like a brioche bun and you put the little scores in the top so that the yeast will like come out that. Imagine that, but you forgot the oven was on.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say she looks like a pizza, but then you passed out and forgot you were making it.
Yeah, exactly that.
She looks like anything you put into fire and then pull out of
for too long.
Yeah,
she looks like a hot dog you dropped in the grill.
She looks exactly like the marshmallow that you let burn before.
Yeah.
And
the one that you pull off and like it. The char is so bad that it just falls off into the fire.
That's the one.
And you're left with moist mellow instead.
You're left
a literal
with
marshmallow.
Blah.
Anyway, the nurse takes one look into the little viewfinder and decides that she's quitting.
She sure is, except she's there.
Yeah, well, anyway, she describes that as hurting an innocent. Nah, you just made an adult woman upset because of the way that you are.
Likely the way that you look.
To be honest, everyone would be upset to see that.
Yeah, a burnt child? Ugh.
Who the fuck would not like that?
So, something they drop during this little scene is that this is just a thing this town does.
Yeah,
Since
all the
made
time.
the town, this group has been purifying it by burning sluts.
Killing nice people.
Yeah, and sluts. Who are always nice people.
I wrote, and this is when she's being taken to the hospital, this charred husk. 'Cause that's what it is.
She's well done. Time to flip her over. That side's seen a little heat. So yeah, they had like a little place. They have a place is what I wrote. When they say they have a place.
There's a like kind of a throwaway implication that Alessa, the child who was burned, okay, so a demon comes to her and is like, we're gonna make a pact. We're gonna fuck up everybody who ever wronged you ever. Why though are 50 nurses demons?
It's a good question.
All they did was try to help, probably.
Now, what, pray tell, did the man who got turned into the walking anus that shoots acid, what did that poor man do?
That's a great question. How about the half dozen on the fucking top of the dump horizon right after that?
Yeah,
too?
that are coming down to see what all the ruckus was.
Stiffed my dad on a car. That's it.
Walking anus forever. So yeah, she says something about like she got so lonely that it hurts.
Yeah.
Nah, that's your burns.
That's your very much burnt body.
That's the third degree.
Yeah, there's 3 kinds of burns. All right, you have superficial, also known as first degree, partial thickness, which is second, and full thickness,
which is blackened.
Yeah.
Husk skin.
Full thickness burns. Those are classified by literal nerve endings being charred to the point where they no longer work. That's why it doesn't hurt so bad.
Thing is she's Char.
Oh yeah, no, she is the physical manifestation of sizzle.
She's literally the Sizzler. People say they're going to the Sizzler. No, we're going to visit the sad girl in the hospital.
She's what you get in your stocking when you've misbehaved.
And if you crush her, she turns to diamond. What a fucking...
Well, she's a pure soul. You know?
Yeah. No, she's obviously... I mean, no, she's a demon. So they make this pact, and they hug, and with the hug...
And she goes inside her.
It goes right in.
Oh, easily, too. All you gotta
Slips right...
And so at this point, yeah, all of Rose's clothes become just crimson dark red for no reason. That's
probably because she just absorbed a demon, man.
I was gonna say, I think that there was like a thematic reason for it, but
I would say
kind of just looked like a continuity error to me.
Yeah, this girl, the demon's out for revenge, but she does say she wants satisfaction.
She's gonna go into that church and start slapping people with gloves.
She's gonna get satisfied from that dude. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
So let's go to the church. Let's go because
let's go.
Some about the girl can't go in because of their faith, but she can go in because she's going in. To be honest, there was a lot I didn't quite catch.
I believe at this point, this is she has a vessel through which she can enter the church.
All right, that makes sense
Rose.
then. Okay, we'll take
it. That's pretty much the whole deal. Is like, you get me into that fucking church, I'll make sure your daughter's fine.
Oh boy.
You know?
And does she? I mean, they do.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah. There's just a quick cutaway to just impossibly the priestess finding where this fog witch has been hiding the real life daughter this whole time.
Yeah,
unexplained by any part of the movie whatsoever.
Good. I had to go back several times. Like,
nope.
Where's the connecting scene here?
They just knew where she was the whole time and did nothing. I don't know. Also, why would you hide her in a place that the fucking priestess knows where it is?
Why?
Why wouldn't you move her around like you're hiding somebody on a CIA black site? You know the way that works?
Why wouldn't you say, I got your daughter, come get her.
And leave?
Yeah.
Safely?
Get her out of here.
All of these things.
And to be honest, I had just kind of given up on the fact that the daughter was even real. Because they say like, oh yeah, we put their soul into some fucking vessel, left it on a step. I figured by the time they got to Silent Hill, she just dissipated.
The way that it's explained by the demon is that this is the only pure and innocent part of Alessa left.
Oh,
and
okay.
So it was taken off, like removing Gumby's arm and sent elsewhere.
Like a gecko, and it just grows its tail back.
The thing that makes the most sense is to bring it back to where it's in danger.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Of course. We're gonna quickly cut back to seeing Tig go, get out of here, never come back,
and then just leaves him at the edge of town. Like any father would be like, well, I guess you're right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go back. You caught me. And then it's all right. Okay, now we hear this story about how Officer Bennett had to go help a kid down a hole because a pedophile threw him down there. And she went down there and hugged that kid for 3 days, is what he says.
Yeah, that's a long hug for a child.
Yep. Yeah, well, back to Silent Hill.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that I say out loud what I wrote here during that hospital scene where the pact gets made. Rose lets a child inside of her, all up in her guts.
All up in her guts. I don't like I don't like that. I don't like that.
That's what it is.
Well, we're at the church.
Yep.
And well, let's burn some witches, Jay. Let's just burn these witches.
Let's go right ahead. We'll start with the gay one.
Oh, well, you gotta burn her. You got to burn her. And that's not why we're starting with her.
No,
she's bigger.
she's nearby.
Yeah. she's already up the ladder. So, but she doesn't get there in time because I mean we watch her burn.
Oh, we do.
We watch this lady's skin melt.
It's quite graphic. And I want to say probably pretty accurate, unfortunately. You remember, like, in Evil Dead when she's in the fucking shower?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah. His skin just...
Yeah.
Putty.
It stops being that.
Yeah. Yeah, so what they do is they put her up at the top of the ladder, and they just, like, tilt it toward the fire, and that's that.
That's all.
And then just, like, getting close enough, the heat, she catches
Yeah.
fire.
I don't know if you know, but the hottest part of a fire is the very top of it. That's just true.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
You know? So, like, yeah, naturally, being just above that is that's gonna singe you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if you're being sarcastic.
I wasn't.
It's either the bottom or the top. I can't remember.
It's like just above the fire is the hottest part.
Yeah, that would definitely make sense. Hot air goes up. It certainly doesn't go down.
Despite being already tied to a ladder and lowered over time, like, she's still trying to reason with them.
Yeah.
Like, your fate's sealed, bro.
Hey, come on
Just
now.
shut up.
Hey.
Just stop. You guys are crazy. You're insane.
This is going to ruin both the rope and the ladder, guys.
I already fucked up the helmet, not the outfit as well. I didn't bring a change of clothes.
Oh, I had to pay for this out of my own fucking paycheck. Anyway.
Rose shows up fully possessed.
The witch is returned. Slap.
Yeah,
it's
slap and stab. Let's,
Yeah, everybody gets a turn to slap Rose as she's walking through, and
that's true.
And then, so the whole thing is,
she really does get hazed like she's crossing a picket line.
She does
at a Ford factory.
Rose has got to tell this old lady the truth. The truth that this demon has got inside of her.
Because that matters.
She's going to spill the beans and ruin it for everybody. Basically spoiling whatever sacrifice was about to happen.
Sure.
Yep, so blah, blah, blah. Here's a bunch of lies. For all of that, you're going to get stabbed.
Yeah, in the chest.
And here, and this is where blood comes out.
Well,
or something comes out.
The demon within. So this is, I want to say, like, probably just the result of sacrifice. You know what I mean? Like, she gets stabbed in the chest as something that would probably have killed her otherwise. And the demon's like, well, thanks. Now that I have your soul, I'm hungrier. You know how when you start eating and you didn't realize before that how hungry you really were?
I've been there.
That's this demon.
Okay. So yeah, the blood comes out, as does the demon, and well, let's just say the floor opens up.
Now for
have you seen The Evil Dead?
Well, yeah.
I mean, I was just asking for for the people at home.
Okay. Like the original?
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why do you ask?
Well, you know what? You say what you were going to say first. I don't want to jump too far ahead.
What comes out of the hole that opens out?
Is hilarious.
Hilarious. Also, it's less relevant than what goes in a hole that's forced open.
Mm-hmm.
And I think probably the reason why you asked me if I'd seen Evil Dead was for the exact same reason as what I just said out loud.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of barbed wire going into people who are far too concerned about remaining pure.
Yeah.
Like a priestess.
Yeah, it kind of goes right up in there.
Yeah.
And comes out the guts.
As like with the tree branch, just trying to hunt for moisture. Anyway,
just a root trying to
we'll see how fucking pure you are after this, bitch. When I go up in and then I alien face hug my way out.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Split her wide open, and then the whole time is it the girl just like dancing in the blood underneath?
Yeah. Also split her open and then took both halves away.
Oh yeah, you never again shall the two intertwine. To separate ends of the earth they go. And then just everybody gets it.
They sure do. Some people just get wrapped up. That's cool.
I mean, it's still pretty pointy. It's gonna hurt.
I liked
not as bad as getting ripped in half.
I enjoyed like all these deaths, honestly.
Oh, they're all good.
They're sick.
I was like, is really there only one death in this fucking movie? And then this happens.
Oh no, many more.
And I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
They were edging. They were edging all the deaths. I gotcha. That's where they let them all out at the end. You build it all up for 2 hours, and then you just let it go at the end, you know?
Again, like I was saying earlier with the sound design in the chain link fence area being just like super industrial and like gross and steely, this entire scene is like the most fucking black mass giant pipe organ opera shit.
Yeah.
And it just adds.
I
It makes
loved
it
it.
even better.
Sounded so good.
Oh, fuck. It's like fucking true evil. The noise of true evil. It's fine. I'm fine with it.
I didn't write any more notes after this.
Well, I wrote Pact is fulfilled, as evidenced by the Alessa stairs scene.
Evidenced by the pile of bodies
Also that.
in the puddle.
Yeah. The rest of the movie is just them leaving Silent Hill and possibly over the bridge that manifests as they're driving over it. And reiteration that Mother is God in the eyes of a child.
Ah, yes.
Which is active defiance of this dirty god that's being worshipped by fucking Satan's friends over here.
Satan's pals.
And then I wrote, and this is my last note, Rose exits Silent Hill, but the environment doesn't change, indicating that she never left. So there's a line that the Alessa demon says, like, I'm the one who opens the portal to Silent Hill, or whatever. So, like, once you're in, you're in for good. It's like the Boy Scouts.
It's like the Crips.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you can't bounce out.
No, that tattoo's permanent, man.
So everybody was like kind of pissed about the way that this movie ends because it's Sean Bean at home being like, why is my front door open, but not looking for burglars? And then just having a feeling that Rose was nearby because Rose and Sharon have come home, but they're still in Silent Hill because it's still foggy.
God damn it. Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't hate it.
I appreciate it, but I would have preferred the ending to be Sean Bean, like, dead. No,
you gotta wait till the second movie that's phenomenally worse than this one for that.
I'll love it.
But that's the end of the movie, and I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
I gave it a 7.
Hey!
It didn't really deserve it, to be honest. it would have got it. It would have.
Having thought about it harder.
Yeah, if you would have chopped like 30 minutes off this film,
yeah,
it would have got an 8.
Yeah, I agree.
There would have been a lot less black and white.
Blackness, whiteness, which, I mean, not to make it racial, but you did.
Yeah, and you only did it to pad the runtime, I bet.
Probably.
To get your YouTube mid-rolls.
All right, so that was a fun movie to talk about for 3 hours. I have 3 options for you here.
Do you now?
Yes, I do.
Lay them on me.
This was actually one of the easiest ones to come up with shit for. When I started watching it, I was like, I don't know how I'm not going to get pigeonholed into some, like, fucking... ghost and or save daughter shit, but there was plenty to work off of here.
Good.
First thing you have is I'm gonna supplement this title, but interdimensional travel.
Okay.
Specifically to hell.
Okay.
Not literally hell, but specifically to a hell.
Interesting. Okay.
Then right after that, I just have portals to hell.
Okay. Variety, I like it.
And then I have daughter as a conduit.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. We're going for a hell one.
Good. Because the third one was kind of a gimme, so that's fine.
Yeah. And, like, had enough conduits. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Give me some hell. I to be honest, 3 movies, I couldn't tell you what either one are. Unless one's
no, these
Doom.
ones are tough.
Is one Doom?
No.
Then I don't know what they are.
Should have been for Portals to Hell, honestly.
Let's do Portals to Hell. Multiple portals.
As above, so below.
All right. Never seen it.
Been a minute since we did a found footage. I think the last time one was Wreck.
Ooh.
I think.
Maybe Troll? Is
Troll Hunter, yeah, it is. Fair enough.
I don't know if that came before or after.
Me neither. It's one of those two, though.
Yeah.
For interdimensional travel, there was Event Horizon.
Oh, I always thought that was just like a sci-fi space movie.
It's far worse than that.
Shit.
I haven't seen it. I've just seen the most disturbing stuff, and I know for a fact that you're never going to see the most disturbing stuff because there is a director's cut that's about 20 minutes longer with way worse things in it that's been destroyed.
Come on!
I know, dude.
What?
Like, give me a fucking break. Show me the gross shit.
I sat through Society. Society.
It's probably on par.
What could be worse?
For daughter as a conduit, though, Carrie.
Hey, yeah, that would have been all right.
Out of those three, the one I cared the least about watching.
Fair enough.
So fucking As Above, So Below.
Damn it. I want to see this 20-minute. I want to see it.
You don't get to. You just get to know it existed at one point. Welcome to my hell.
Oh, man.
Yup.
Well, that's a podcast.
Grindhouse Movie fucking Club. Silent Hill is suspiciously good while at the same time being bad. Explain that shit.
Yeah, that didn't make sense. I think the ending really made up for the turd.
Yeah.
Well, my God, it's New Year's Eve. Let's go do New Year's Eve stuff.
Like drink, because that's my plan.
You're gonna hear this podcast next year. That's the joke. That's the fun joke. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Thanks for listening, everybody.